Time for a special edition of Haven Nation, our weekly podcast you can find on our YouTube channel, Bear Country 999. I'm Dave Stratton, executive producer of the program, ready to introduce Nick Severini and Ryan States. Right after these messages, this program and all Lock Haven football and sports brought to you by Burgundy, Gleghorn, and Hafley Insurance, Montour Wireless, Kleiny's Furniture, Bill's Happy Camper, Sweet Dreams Pet Resort, Napa, Creek Unique, Candles and more, Alexander Kia, and Susquehanna Trailways. You're hearing this program because I need time to go set up to collect money outside Thompson Street Stadium tonight. We're still working to get every football player in our area Guardian helmet caps, and we want you to donate through our website, through our Facebook page, or personally with me this evening outside Thompson Street Stadium. Haven Nation coming up next on The Bear.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your local Erie agent is Burgundy, Gleghorn, and Hafley. Get a quote today.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Stop paying too much for cell phone service. Steve Maliza at Montour Wireless in Williamsport offers plans for as low as $5 a month. Unlimited talk and text, as low as $8.50 a month on a yearly contract through H2O Wireless. Find out more through montourwireless.com. Still offering cell phone repair and replacement now in the TJ Maxx Plaza next to the UPS store in Williamsport. See Steve today and start saving today. From Montour Wireless next to the UPS store in Williamsport.
You owe it to yourself to come into Kleiny's Home Furnishings, Route 150 between Woolrich and Avis, and find out for yourself why generations of happy customers keep coming back, keep coming home to Kleiny's. Quality, value, service, selection.
And Kleiny's offers free delivery and 6 months same as cash.
Right. That's why it keeps our family coming back, coming home to Kleiny's. Online at kleiny'sfurniture.com.
Fall. A great time to travel with a travel trailer you always wanted from Bill's Happy Camper in Mill Hall. Bill's serving the East Coast and beyond, and where our price to you always includes factory destination charges and dealer prep. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, pop-up campers, and toy haulers. Celebrating our 22nd year, Bill's rated 4.8 stars on Google reviews. Bill's Happy Camper, 15 North Water Street in Mill Hall, and online worldwide through billshappycamper.com.
Hello, Nation. Welcome to the Haven Nation Show, your destination for all things Lock Haven Athletics. I am your host, Nicolas Severini, coming to you live from the Bear Country Studios, his basement in Avis, Pennsylvania, joined by my co-host with the most, Ryan States. Ryan, there is something always lovely about recording this show after a big Lock Haven win. How are you doing today?
It certainly feels a little bit better when you're coming off win. I'm doing well. You know, the emotions from Saturday are down. Just got off of work and ready to break down a game that, honestly, I'm still not sure how it went the way it went. So this will be an interesting breakdown because when you ask you how they won, I'm not entirely sure still.
I got to tell you, I found some insane things out after the fact.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that game in just a second. Yep. But, yeah, just an incredible game, an incredible journey. We'll talk about it in just a second, of course.
Yep.
But I do want to promote one thing. We are both in some very specific gear today.
Yep.
I am in my Brooklyn Nets jacket. I don't know if my Yegor Jamin jersey's been lost in the mail or not, but, maybe that'll be wrapped. You are wearing your Oklahoma City Thunders hat.
Championship hat, too.
Championship hat, yep. Shout out to Kevin Durant's shoe size.
Yeah. You're probably that away from having one of your own.
That's for sure. Maybe a pandemic, too. But nonetheless, we're wearing our basketball stuff because NBA season tips off Tuesday. And also, from next week on, Ryan, it is the start of our previews for winter sports.
Yep.
Women's basketball, men's basketball, with the start of the season in mid-November. And, of course, wrestling. We will have wrestling previews as well. How about women's wrestling? The schedule came out late. They have 4 home meets this season.
Nice.
As they gear up with the NCAA recognition soon to come. I believe it's next year,
Yes,
is it not?
it is next year. It will be a sport.
So we are going to not have a lot of time to build things up in the near future with all the sports that are going on. I'm going to be honest with you, Ryan, and we will talk about Lock Haven football. Just give me 3 minutes to rant about this. I wanted to do this podcast. Like, what inspired me to want to do this was purely so I can talk about Lock Haven hoops. I know that this is a wrestling school first. And don't worry, we will break down the wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And it is going to be a great wrestling season. Defending MAC champions that were honored on homecoming. But I'm a hooper through and through. I'm not a hooper's hooper, but I'm a hooper. And I'm very much looking forward to breaking down the 2 weeks in the basketball sphere. And it's the entire real purpose to do this was to really break down the basketball campaign. That was what inspired me to want to do this, and I'm very much looking forward to starting it off come next week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got to go through in for the paper now. I got to get ready to do interviews with both head coaches, so we should have that by the time that we're going through basketball stuff as well, maybe some insider stuff as to who's doing what and what's going on. But, I mean, basketball for the past 2 years, I think, has been the one that you and I have both attached to really more than any other sport. It's why I started broadcasting with you, doing basketball 2 years ago. Now we're going in after last year. The women looking for a PSAC title this year, probably one of, if not the favorite in the entire PSAC to make the title this year.
At least the Final Four.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, the NCAA tournament, the men, whole different team this year. They lost everybody from a year ago. What's that going to look like? But, of course, with head coach Mike Nestor, you can always factor them in to be a player into the PSAC playoffs. So this is going to be a really interesting year for hoops, and we'll break those down as that time comes. We're still about a month away from the season, but it's going to be an exciting one. As I can see, you're already working on some of the notes here. As I can see. Do you want to
know how excited I am? I don't know if this will even work if I see it. I already have my women's basketball notes done. I'm already ready. And the thing is, they're not fully done because they play a tournament on the road for the first 2 games. So they're not fully done, but there you go. You want to know how excited I am for those of you tuning in on YouTube? Notes already done, baby. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up.
This guy loves women's basketball more than a lot of people I've ever met, especially here at Lock Haven. I mean, you won't stop talking about women's basketball sometimes. I mean, you are so excited for this season to get underway, as are all of us at Lock Haven. This is a wrestling school, especially in the winter. That's what bakes the bread. That's the revenue sport for this school. They're Division I. 3 out of the last 4 years, they've won the MAC conference title. But women's basketball, man, I tell you, it is on the upswing here in Lock Haven, especially from the women's side. The popularity of that sport here has grown so much. I mean, they have a dedicated fan base from the community now as well. The men always have a good turnout, but I've been impressed with how well the women's turnout has been the last 2 years and should be good this year because that team should be really good this year.
Listen, I've been I would admit, I've looked at probably more huddle tape from
high school basketball
than I would like to admit. But I love the sport. And by the way, if anyone thinks I'm pandering, here's the men's basketball too. Not as done, but that shows my excitement level. I'm ready to go. But I'm ready to go to talk about what everyone is here to talk about. Homecoming jubilation for the Lock Haven Bald Eagles. Lock Haven 28, Westchester 21. The big stat that I kept spewing during the broadcast that Lock Haven had only beaten Westchester twice since World War II. you made a note. I don't want to call you out. I apologize. That it was the first one since the Eisenhower administration.
Wrong president.
It was actually,
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you're in the 50s, so
Close.
it wasn't too far off. Oh gosh, wait. Now I'm gonna put on the spot here. Actually, was it Hoover?
Yeah, I think it's FDR. What's FDR or Truman?
No, it was after FDR because it was Truman.
It was Truman.
Did I say Hoover? Okay, forget that.
Shout out Herbert Hoover.
Probably wasn't too far off, but yeah, the Truman administration. And it came in comeback fashion. And I have spent a lot of time, Ryan, thinking of what the X factor was. At first, I thought it was because, we ran more than them. We did not.
Nope.
In fact, actually, the net yards favored Westchester. And I'm trying to compare this to other games. And I thought, okay, well, Ostrowski outplayed the Westchester quarterback, Colin O'Sullivan. And he did, but the other two wins, I would argue that wasn't really the case, especially not against Glenville State.
Yeah,
Bloomsburg, yes. And then I finally came to the conclusion as to what the theme is. This is just a resilient team. And
Yes.
it sounds so cliche, and it sounds so like NBA Twitter, nonsense, but
It's coaches
this
talk.
team, it seems like just some nonsense that you see in a press conference, but, I mean, Ryan, Lock Haven have outscored teams in the second half 45-14
Yep.
in their last 3 games. And, yeah, part of that's coaching. And I don't want to lose credit to the coaching staff because they built this culture, but this freaking team just doesn't give up in games. It's as if they have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah.
In the best way possible. They don't let the momentum shift really affect them as much as I think other teams. And despite what I would call a very young team just in general, only 4 seniors starting on the defense. I'm trying to do the math quickly in my head. And only 2 seniors starting on the offense. And yet, they just find this mature, disciplined way to win these football games. We're going to dive a bit deeper into individual performers, but the thing that just stands out to me about West, this team just doesn't know how to quit in games. They don't quit even when they're down 35-0 in weeks. And it made the 14-point deficit almost look like nothing.
Yeah, and that was going into that half when they were down 7 at halftime. Westchester comes out of the second half and immediately scores a touchdown on their first drive. It took them like 3 plays. I mean, they walked down the field and scored. And Lockheed was down 14. It felt like they were down 40. Like, it really felt that, like, here it goes. Like, Westchester's going to run away with this.
And don't forget either, they punted on their next
Exactly.
drive. Down 14,
Yeah.
punting early on in the third quarter. You're thinking, we're in trouble here.
And then they just kind of found a way, especially that defense. I mean, after
Turnover on downs. Apologies.
Yeah. And after that first drive in the third quarter, that Lock Haven defense stepped up. I think they're the reason they won the game. I said in my takeaways article that I do. Special teams kept them in the game. Defense won them the game. Because that defense put on a performance that I have not seen them do this year. Even going back to that game against, you go through any of the games this year, that is the best that Lock Haven defense looked in that second half following the first Westchester score of the half. Because Westchester drives it down. They crossed the 50-yard line maybe one other time, and it was that time where they were on the goal line. 3rd and 1, or 3rd and not even 1, 3rd and less than 1 on the Lock Haven goal line. A touchdown puts them up 21 points. Lock Haven found a way to get a stop on 3rd down and on 4th down and get them off the field. The offense responds, 99-yard drive to find the end zone and score. Then Westchester drives to about midfield, 3rd and 1 again. Actually, rather, it was 2nd and 1. They don't get it on 2nd down. 3rd and 1. They get stopped again. They go for it on 4th down. They get stopped again. That Westchester had 5 plays in that second half to gain 1 yard. And that 1 yard would have probably won them the game. And the Bald Eagles defense stood on their head all 5 times. I could not believe. I think you even said it on the broadcast while you were giving the breakdown. The only reaction I could give was just wow. Like, I couldn't believe that they stopped them that often. Because, go back to that game against Kutztown last week, right? It's the same thing happened against Lock Haven. They were on the 1 yard line. Kutztown stopped them 3 times in a row. It took them how many plays to score inside the red zone? So the Lock Haven defense the next week and comes out and does the exact same thing. And that's what won them the game. I mean, that defense, especially following the Ostrowski interception, that's when you're kind of like, okay, because that's when they get down to the goal line and the defense makes the stop. Because he throws that pick, feels like the offense has no momentum in their favor at all. Everything has not worked. The defense finds a stop on the goal line, and much like in the first half, where we mentioned that Westchester got a stop against Lockhaven near midfield after the blocked punt that was not blocked but looked like it might have been, and they ran into the punter, set up a 4th and 2, and Lockhaven couldn't get it. We talked about on the broadcast how we felt like since that 4th down stop, it gave all the momentum to Westchester, and they came out, had over 200 yards in the second quarter alone, and they were just kind of ran away with it from there. I think that stop on the goal line on 4th down is what gave Lockhaven the momentum they needed to go finish the rest of the game. And it really kind of gave their offense life that they were able to complete that 99-yard drive.
I've become a big fan since doing this pod. I've become a big fan of drive charts.
Yeah.
I've started to learn, like, in doing this, how important drive charts are.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the drive charts?
Go for it.
Since you were talking about Westchester scored on 3 plays to start the second half to go up 14 points. Are you ready to hear the drive chart the rest of this game for Westchester only?
Go for it.
Turnover on downs, 3 and out, 3 and out, turnover on downs, interception.
Yep.
They had less than 100 total yards of offense the rest of the game that spanned almost 2 quarters, almost that second half. Now, they did have that 70-yard 3-play drive, and I'll let you continue, but the other big thing, the other big caveat of it is Lockhaven has become a very stout team in terms of defending on 3rd and 4th down. That has become a part of their game that they have really improved on in the last 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, and go back to that Westchester. I was talking about how they had 200 yards in the second quarter alone. The first quarter, they had 21. The second quarter, it was close to I think it was exactly 200 in the second quarter. Third quarter was 50, and the fourth quarter was maybe close to that 50 mark. It was really one quarter for Westchester, and it leaked a little bit over into the third. But it was effectively 16 minutes of game time that Westchester dominated. Everything else, Lockhaven won. Lockhaven was the better team in that game. You look at all the statistics. I mean, they had Westchester. Westchester was really bad on 3rd down in that game. It didn't factor much into the first half because they never really were on 3rd down because they got a lot of their explosive plays on 1st and 2nd down. But Westchester was terrible on 3rd down in that game. And when it was 3rd and they had to get a stop, that Lockhaven defense found a way to make a stop. They were 1 of 10. Westchester was. I just found the stat here. 1 of 10 on 3rd down conversions, 2 of 5 on 4th down. Meanwhile, Lockhaven, 4 of 13 on 3rd down and 2 of 5 themselves on 4th down. So that was the big thing, was that Lockhaven was just able to get Westchester off the field more, and especially in that second half, I really think Westchester felt the absence of Cooper Jordan, because once Lockhaven was able to figure it out in the secondary and start locking up the Westchester pass game, they were dead on arrival, it felt like. I mean, they couldn't move the football once they couldn't throw it deeper down the field. Lockhaven made the adjustments. Westchester, if you don't have a quarterback that can run, that was an entire phase of their offense that got taken away from them because Jordan, who warmed up, was not able to go for the game. That was so huge for Lockhaven, but they outplayed Westchester in that game. I mean, you look at all the numerics. Westchester did outrush and outpass Lockhaven, but when it mattered most, it was the Bald Eagles who made the more plays.
Can I play D2 football blogger for a second?
Go for it.
They were using their 3rd-string quarterback.
Yeah.
It was on the road, homecoming effect. Why does this tell me Lockhaven's a good football team? Why does this tell me Lockhaven can win, go above 500
I
this
mean,
year?
their 3rd-string quarterback was a transfer from Rutgers. I mean, that's a Westchester team that has more Division I guys, probably double or triple the amount of Division I transfers that Lockhaven has. And that does mean something because those are guys that, whether they could make it at the level or not, were talented enough to be at that level. It's Westchester's middle linebacker was from Temple. I mean, those guys, Westchester, financially wise, completely dwarfs anything Lockhaven does. And most of the PSAC schools do. Lockhaven is the lowest in terms of scholarship money by a pretty wide margin in terms of football. But, so, yes, I understand that Westchester had their backup quarterback in. Their backup running back got the most snaps in the game in Future Robinson. Backup receivers were getting more catches than some of their starters. Doesn't matter. For Lockhaven, even with Westchester without Cooper Jordan, that is a roster that on paper out-talents Lockhaven. Because on paper, a lot of rosters out talent Lock Haven.
Let me tell you, the game's played on turf.
Exactly, and that's the quote, right? Games aren't played on paper, they're played on grass, or in this case, turf. But, so, yes, I understand that there's not a lot to take away from a team where you might say, well, they went to the wire against a team with a backup quarterback at home. Last year, they went to the wire with a Millersville team who was really not good at home and had to come back and beat Millersville. It's kind of just what Lock Haven does when they're at home. They play close games. I looked up this statistic last night. I was debating on tweeting it out. I ended up not doing it. In their last 10 home games, 8 of them have been one-score games. And they are 4-4 in their last 10 in those one-score game opportunities. But 8 of the last 10 home games have been one scores. There's a blowout loss both ways. There's the blowout against Kutztown last week, and last year they had the blowout win against Shippensburg at home.
Yes. And if you wanted to expand it an extra year, you had the blowout win against Post, but I can recall Kutztown being one possession, and while it was more than one possession, they hung around East Stroudsburg, Westchester, and Shepherd, and this is going back now 3 years.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I cherry-picked the stat a little bit of the last 10 home games, because you go a little farther back, there's like the 42-21 loss, I think it was to Westchester 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of stat cherry-picking going on there, but that's what all stats really are, is cherry-picking to find the result you want. But yeah, 8 of the last 10 home games. So a moniker I've used on here is Heart Attack Bald Eagles. I don't think that's ever been more apparent than in this game, because that game against Westchester, like I said, they were down 14, felt like they were down 40. I mean, it felt like there was no chance. Then they get the goal line stop. Then they drive 99 yards to go tie the game. Then they get another stop at midfield, get the ball back, go take the lead, and then get the interception to steal the game. I mean, it really felt like Lock Haven was down and out of that game to everyone except the team on the field. I mean, that team, and especially I want to talk about that quarterback who, no
Colin
matter
O'Sullivan.
No, I was saying
Jackson Ostrowski. Okay.
Where Ostrowski was not playing his best. I won't sugarcoat it. He was not playing his best in that first half. There were a couple missed throws, some misreads in there as well. He had the interception, which I think on broadcast I said was a poor throw because the defender was cutting on the route and he never saw him, which that happens again. There's a reason I'm in a booth wearing a microphone and not on the field playing quarterback, because I guarantee I'd throw 56 interceptions if I played in the game. But anyway, I digress. Didn't matter. I mean, that guy never looked phased in Ostrowski. He never looked uncomfortable. Like, they had the drives that were stalling out, and they couldn't find a way to move the football. And now you're sitting at your own 1 yard line. Your offense has done, up to this point, almost nothing all game. You did score a touchdown with Kareem Hathcock, but other than that, you struggled to move the football all day. And how do they respond? They go 99 yards right down the field. And it felt like they walked 99 yards down the field. I mean, in that fourth quarter, it completely flipped. I mean, something happened that offense just came to life. Ostrowski was out there throwing darts. I mean, looked a lot like the quarterback that we saw last year. And I think that's been some of the conversation as we have had is you were seeing flashes of that quarterback that we saw last year. And that's my biggest takeaway with Jackson was it wasn't pretty, but when you needed him the most, he was the MVP of that game for them. I mean, when they needed the throws to be made, he was the guy who hit them time and time again. They had the flea flicker that he hit a dime on to Justin Popovich that nearly got him into the end zone. Speaking of which, Justin Popovich, quietly, 9 catches for 136 yards.
PSAC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, I just got announced today.
PSAC East Offensive Player of the Week.
I don't think we even talked about that on the broadcast because it didn't feel like he had 9 catches. I mean, that's a career high for him in catches and yards. 9 for 136. And so Jackson Ostrowski finishes the game. Let's look at the passing yards.
You are on fire right now, I just want to say. You are absolutely on fire right now about this.
So Ostrowski at halftime, 64 yards passing was the moniker. He finishes the game with 257.
Second most this year.
Exactly. So nearly 200 yards of passing in the second half alone. And that's including a stalled first drive where they didn't throw the ball much at all. I just couldn't believe the resiliency from Jackson because, again, you go back to that interception, I feel like for most guys that'd be backbreaking. I mean, you get a chance, you throw the pick inside your own red zone, you're setting Westchester up inside your 20. Of course, the penalty backs it up to the 35, but for most guys, I feel like that would have been it. And he's not most guys. I got to give him all the credit in the world because he stepped up when they needed him most. He finished with a touchdown and interception. I've got to give him all the credit in the world because not a lot of guys could have responded the way he did at the end of the game, and he drove them down the field and led them to win. I mean, that is the captain of that offense.
I feel like you need to drop the mic after that. You are on fire today. You are coming here with the pieces, reeling it back in, reeling it all in.
Yes.
By the way, awesome stuff. I just let you go. That was great. I want to go reel back to the defense one more time.
Yeah.
And I think what made the difference defensively, and I think this has been a storyline the entire season, is a different guy stepping up.
Yep.
You had Jayon Perry and Markel Morgan. You had your stars, setting things up, getting the interceptions, Markel to win the game. Rocco Doherty, of course, stood out. They got 7 tackles. That was second on the team. Jayon Perry had 9 tackles.
Karan Walker obliterated a guy on a play that didn't count.
But, that's the thing is, Karan Walker had a momentum-shifting play that didn't count. He only had 2 tackles, but one that didn't count was his biggest factor. And I will say this. How about Isaiah Scott getting a season-high 4 tackles and pressuring O'Sullivan a couple of times there late? Not a lot of pressure on the edges. Rameau and McDonald have been one of the best edge partnerships, I think, in the entire East, but it was the center, mostly Isaiah Scott, with a lack of depth with the injuries to Maxim and Martinez, Scott really stepping up. And I think that's something I see on the defensive side of the ball a lot, are the playmakers. But now going back to your point, I just want to add on to it a little bit. Now on the offensive side, we talked a lot about that 99-yard drive. Can I just go through the 9-play, 10-play drive? Lockhaven gets the ball down by 7, 8:57 left after a goal line stop. And keep in mind, Ostrowski just threw a pretty poor interception, like you mentioned. First play, Demir Green, 11-yard rush. Second play, Demir Green, a 3-yard loss back to the 9-yard line. Then Ostrowski catch it, throws to Justin Popovich, 16 yards, first down. No huddle. Ostrowski incomplete to Jake Roberts. Second down. No huddle. Ostrowski incomplete to Jake Roberts again. No huddle. Third down. Ostrowski pass to Connor Fultz. 21-yard reception. Just his 4th reception of the year. 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct for Westchester puts it to the 46. First and 10 at their own 46. Ostrowski pass to Ezekiel Johnson for 9 yards. At the 45, Ostrowski pass to Justin Popovich on a flea flicker, 43 yards. One play later, Ostrowski pass to Mekhi Watson, 2 yards for the touchdown. Ties the ball game up. That is one of the most beautiful, not one, that is the most beautiful drive I have seen a Lockhaven offense have in my 3-year broadcasting their games.
And here's the key why. They faced third down once. I always say this because it is a very generic football saying, but good offenses get explosive plays on first and second down. Good offenses do not see third down because they don't give themselves the opportunity to have to go for it on third down and have to pick up 10 yards to get a first. Good offenses, it's maybe a run on first down, then it's a deep shot down the field on second down, and they just keep ahead of the chains. That's what Westchester was doing in the first half, and the reason why they moved the ball so well. Yeah, Lockhaven on that drive, they faced 1 third down. All of their other explosive plays came on first down. And that was, I think, the big key to them was they kept ahead of the sticks, and that's something that they've struggled with at times.
I think the other aspect, and this is what I want to close this game on, is that they don't really let momentum affect them negatively too much, but I feel like they're always one big play away, or at least one crowd-pleasing play to getting momentum on their side. And I can recall 4 plays that won this game for them. In play number 1, Jake Roberts, down 14-0 early on, returning a kickoff for a touchdown. He is the first to do that since Chandler Baker, on my view. Or no, Chase Holmes maybe, against Shepherd a couple years ago. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But Jake Roberts, that's one play. Second play, I'm going to give that Karan Walker hit because Westchester, they were putrid on third down, but when they were getting big plays, they were cycling them over and over again. And that big hit stalled a Westchester drive early in that second half. And then, of course, you have the 2 turnover on downs, one at the goal line and the other at the 47. And I guess it is worth bringing up. Westchester had the ball right at the 2-minute warning, 4th down and 1 at midfield. They run it to Khalil Owens, turnover on downs. Markel Morgan made that tackle, by the way, which I didn't know until after the fact. And I'm going to add one more because I literally forgot about it until I was doing my notes for the next game. Hey, they blocked a field goal in this game early on, too? That was Q McMillan getting that block. And I think Lock Haven have become a team this season that just knows how to make a big play when it matters. I go back to Glenville State where they recovered a fumble at the 1-yard line. You go to Bloomsburg where they had a trick play to start. They just know how to come up big when they need it most.
Yeah.
And it's that effort and it's that mentality that's going to make the difference between a 4-win team and maybe a 5 or 6-win team. The only game they really didn't do it was against East Stroudsburg.
Yeah.
But, since then, a switch got turned on this team, and now it seems like they're always good for a playmaking, game-changing play, and it never feels like, and I highly doubt, Ryan, and, knock on wood, time of death, 9:28 p.m. on a Monday, I don't think they'll be out of a game in a bad fashion the rest of the season.
Agreed. And you go back to that blocked field goal. How huge is that? In a game that ends in 7 points, a 7-point win, Westchester left 10 points on the board. They had a blocked field goal at the end of the first half that would have made it 17-7 going into the locker room. And then there was the goal line stand. So in a game that ends with a 7-point margin, Westchester probably left 10 points on the board. And you go back to that midfield call, I like them to go for that, by the way, because I said it on the broadcast. It's a quote from Vince Lombardi, the legendary Packers head coach. You remember the middle of the season in Jersey Shore. I actually got the name right this time. But if you can't win a yard, you don't deserve to win the game. Westchester has 5 chances to gain 1 yard. And any of those pick up a first down there probably wins them the game, and they don't get it. That's the big key to the game for me. But also, because we didn't mention it, and I do want to talk about it, Westchester really shot themselves in the foot with those penalties.
Yes.
You go back to...
This is a very disciplined team, too, historically all season. They were more middle of the pack. Their average penalty yards, I think, was around 55, and I think they had that by the second quarter.
Oh, yeah. And you go back to... So they score the second touchdown. They go up 14-0. Then there's some talking after the play. They get a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct on the touchdown. That's going to happen. But what it does is it backs the kickoff up. It backs the kickoff up so far back, and that's the one that Roberts scores the touchdown on.
Yes, it is, 88 yards.
Because they're kicking from, their own 20-yard line almost?
Yes, they are.
So you're kicking from there. So Roberts, by the time he's at midfield, the first Westchester Gunners are just getting there. And they're so gassed from running 70 yards upfield that allows Roberts to spring free and score a touchdown. And then they have multiple other unsportsmanlike penalties. We mentioned it on the touchdown drive. They got a sportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And they could add more.
There was one that I remember on a Lock Haven kickoff that a guy launched himself at a Lock Haven player.
It was during a touchback. I think it was that touchback after another unsportsmanlike penalty.
Exactly. That one could have been called, and it wasn't. And this is a trend I've noticed with Lock Haven a lot, is that they typically get teams over their season average in penalty yardage. And I don't know why. I do know there's a reputation about Lock Haven, and we've seen this on the D2 message boards especially, that a lot of teams do not like Lock Haven because they feel like they are entitled and that they are just annoying to play because they are very...
It's almost like who are you to not be a basement dweller?
Exactly.
You have to understand, a lot of those old heads... Oh, that was mean. I'm sorry. For lack of a better term, they're so used to Lock Haven being a basement dweller.
Yes.
It's like, why are you... It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're used to getting... I wouldn't say a free win, but, they're used to not having to worry too much. And I feel like Dan Mulrooney implemented a real bad boy Pistons type of mentality where we're just going to smack you up and we're going to play tough, hard-nosed football. And now Joe Battaglia has kept a lot of those same players, but has added an extra level of discipline on top of it, where they're not. I'm pretty sure Lock Haven averaged almost over 100 penalty yards a game at points last season. They're under 60 now a game.
Penalties
this team is more
them.
Disciplined, and it's a lot of the same players that they've had. But I feel like discipline, especially, you remember the Cow game, especially after that Cow game in the third week of the season, they've just done so well. And all credit to the players and the coaching staff for doing it, because that's guys and dudes creating a system that wins football games.
Yeah, and my big point was that I think that is not only a perception that outside people have. I think that's a perception that teams have with Lock Haven, is that they are just really annoying to play because they will trash talk, and we've seen it on the field. They've gotten some penalties of their own. Because this is a team that, I think you're right, Mulrooney brought a level of identity to a program. This program didn't really have a set-in-stone mindset, I think, because, it's hard to when you're winning one game a season, right? And I think that they brought this kind of bad boy Pistons is a really good way to put it, of they're just going to be annoying. And that's getting to a lot of teams. We saw it happen against East Stroudsburg. They were over their season average in penalty yardage. Westchester over their season average. Kutztown was over their season average. I like teams, especially when they come to Hubert Jack Stadium, a reason why those games are so close a lot of the time is because they are just really, I akin them to being like gnats. Like, where they are just going to poke and prod at you any way they can, and that's how they win games. I mean, they frustrate teams at times. We've seen it time and time again. We saw it against Westchester. I mean, you mentioned that's a team that uncharacteristically got hit with so many penalties in that game and so many unnecessary penalties in that game. And I think it's to the point now where this isn't just a coincidence. This is something that Lock Haven is doing to other teams. They are intentionally pushing some buttons, getting away with what they can, and it's working out.
I think you just nailed it on the head. Was that something you planned, or
no? That is off the cuff.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The three home games that Lock Haven has had this season, I am not going to include Kutztown.
Okay.
Because that was a game that was decided early. Glenville State, 8 penalties, 90 yards.
Yep.
East Stroudsburg, 12 penalties, 117
that
yards.
That was the big game that I remember that was really bad.
And then Westchester, 10 for 92. And I think East Stroudsburg historically have not been a well-disciplined team, at least this year.
Yeah.
So I don't think we looked at it, but maybe that is a factor that I haven't been paying attention to.
I think that's the thing, is this team is just really annoying to play because they'll be down 14. Like, even in that game against Westchester, they were down 14 and they were trash talking. Like, this is I'm not kidding. I mean, this is a team that has a supreme level of confidence, and I think that is catching teams off guard because this is a program that hasn't had a level of swagger and a level of confidence like that in a very long time. So I think teams are not used to it. I think they're kind of still adjusting to the fact that Lock Haven is just going to be a really annoying football team to play, and they're really annoying to put away. I mean, teams struggled with putting them away at times. Like, even Westchester, again, we felt like that was one that they were going to run away with, and they just couldn't put the team away because Lock Haven they will not stop. They just won't stop. That's my big thing. I was trying to look for another word there, but that's just what it is. They won't stop. They won't stop poking you. They won't stop prodding you, and they won't stop playing their hearts out to go win a game. It doesn't matter what the scoreline is. This team, like, I go back to that Callan game. I mean, you're down 35-7 at halftime. If there is ever a time,
35-0 at one point.
Yeah, if there's ever a time to give up and just lay down, that was the time to do it. And they never
IUP
did.
comes to mind too.
Exactly, and they never laid down. I mean, this is a team that is fighting to the end of every game, no matter if it's a 40-point blow or a 4-point game. It's not going to matter. This team will not give up, and there's a lot of credit to that, and a lot of that is the coaching staff, but a lot of that is the players as well. Like, they have to believe that they can go win these games, and they are fully believing in it.
Any closing thoughts before we talk about the game ahead?
I don't know how they won that football game. That was my big, like, I was thinking all day about how I'm
Grab it out of the hat.
Exactly.
That's what
and
it
like,
is.
I was thinking all day of how I'm going to talk about this game. And I came here, I sat down as we hit the record button, telling myself, I do not know how I'm going to talk about this game because I'm still stunned that they found a way to win that game. That is a big credit to the character of that team. We both picked Lock Haven to win.
Yes, 1 point wins for both of us.
Yes, and Lock Haven, obviously, they win by 7, but it felt so dire, and they just never gave up. Resilient is, I think, the word you used. It's the word Coach
That's
Battaglia
the word
used
that Coach
post-game.
Battaglia used on the Coaches Show. Shout out to the Coaches Show. Thank you
Shout
for
out.
the shout out too, by
Yes.
the way.
We love
I'm
that.
sorry for not going to watching that episode. The one episode I missed, they wound up shouting me out. I apologize. But yes, that's what Joe Battaglia said on the Coaches Show. Like, resilience. That's the first thing he said. It's the first thing I brought up to him, and he said, it's just about staying committed to it. And this is a really freaking committed team.
Yeah, it's a good team, too. I mean, there were some questions of how good this team would be compared to other years because it's a very young team, and I think that's what shocked me most, is this is a young team that is doing this well.
It's a good team.
It's a good team.
It's a good football team. I genuinely think it's a good football team. I think you can say that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not – I don't think the win was a fluke. I don't think any of their wins have been a fluke this season.
No.
I think the way I see it, I think they've beaten every team. The two teams that they were expected to beat, Glenville and Bloom, they beat.
Yep.
The two teams they were expected to lose to, they've lost to, IUP and Cal, and Kutztown.
And
So that's
Kutztown,
3.
so
And
three,
then
yeah.
the two toss-ups, they're 1-1. ESU, and Westchester. And that's where they see them. And I think they have one more toss-up game and 3 more very winnable games for the rest of the season.
And all they need is 3. To get that 6th win, all they need is 3. That's. I know that's the coaches are given the want to know every week message.
Yeah, they're really heavy on that. I've noticed that too. They're the real want to know mentality.
Which is such an interesting dichotomy from last year because, I mean, they were very open last year. That
6. Yeah,
6 was the goal.
Yeah,
6 was the talking point all season. I mean, I talked with Coach Mulrooney before the season of start hyping up if we can get to start it now so that when we get there, and of course they fall, a hair short of it, but it's such an interesting dichotomy of the talking points from last year to this year. But honestly, I think this year, knock on wood, it's doable. I mean, you mentioned they have one toss-up game, which is Shepherd, and they have 3 winnable games down the stretch. One we're going to talk about now, but 6 wins is right there on the table for them, and I'm really hoping they can go get it.
All right, so if they are to get win number 4, it will be against Shippensburg. The Raiders, you know them, you'll love them. The Shippensburg Raiders come in.
New identity, new logo.
New identity and new logo. 1 out of 10 on the new logo.
Worst logo, but
worst
logo.
Oh, no.
I mean, compared to the last one, I mean, you're the Shippensburg Raiders. Where's the ship? You are.
Well, they have the anchor on the logo.
It's not a ship though, and the
it's an anchor. I mean, I'm trying to play the.
devil's advocate.
Advocate.
It's a fine logo. I mean, you can at home if you're listening to this, you can look it up. It's fine. But that's kind of my thing. Is it's just fine. If you're gonna change the identity, I feel like you got to make it something cooler than just an S and an anchor.
So Shippensburg, okay, I'm gonna say this is a trap game. I'm just gonna say this straight up. This is a trap game. Lock Haven coming out of their best win probably in 9 years, in my opinion, against a Westchester team on homecoming. This is a trap game through and through. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that the next 2 games they're expecting to be very winnable, and it's because both games are very winnable. Shippensburg and Millersville. You got Millersville that fired their head coach. You got Shippensburg, who I think many predicted them to finish behind Millersville in the standings even. But
a team that's been in a rut for a few years now.
A team that's been in the rut, and a team that has been blown out by some really good opponents. Slippery Rock and Kutztown, a combined score of 91-0 in those losses. 42-0, 49-0. Apologies for my bad math. But this is a team that can win a game.
Yeah.
They defeated Bloomsburg 10-7, got an onside kick trick play. The defense took care of the rest. They stalled Bloomsburg all day. And then they laid the wood a little bit on Millersville, 41-28. Now they just lost to East Stroudsburg, 24-7, a game that they were never really in. It was 17-0 at the half. But Ryan, in a season where we have seen Gannon and Clarion upset opponents, and Edinburgh upset opponents, there is no such thing as an easy win in the PSAC. And you've got Shippensburg at homecoming. It's only their 3rd home game of the season, or 4th home game of the season, pardon me, so the crowd's going to be in it.
Yep.
This game has trap game potential for me.
It's worrying. I go back to last year. You look at, Lock Haven, they start the year, this is going back to last year. They start
last
the year.
Season.
Yes. Win against Glenville State on the road. Then they have the 2 back-to-back games against IUP and Cal. Right? They're both close games, both emotional close losses. Then you have Millersville the next week. And that was a 24-23 win for Lock Haven, in which they had to come back in the second half to win that game. And it was an ugly first half for Lock Haven. That is, I think, something that could be very similar to what this game is going to be this week. Because very similar circumstances. You're coming off an emotional game. Last year was an emotional loss. This year it's an emotional win. You're going back on the road for the first time in 2 weeks. This is the first of a 2-week road trip to end your season on the road, that is. They still have the 2 at home to end the year. But this is the first of a 2-week road trip. This is, if there is ever a game that Lock Haven is going to drop, it would be of the 3 more winnable games to end the year.
That being Shippensburg, Millersville, Gannon.
It would be this one. Because this one is, now you know what's on the line, right? Now you know that, because I'm sure that 6-win moniker, even if they won't come out and say it, I'm sure that's still being talked about in the locker room if they have a chance to go and do that. Now you know you have a wiggle room of you can still lose a game and get there. Does that factor into this at all? I mean, Shippensburg, you've mentioned, has already won 2 games this year. 2 weeks ago, the last home game, they got a big win.
If I may interrupt too, I mean, tough opponents. Clarion, who had an electric start to the season, was one of their losses. Slippery Rock, Kutztown, and East Stroudsburg, who's a bit of a wild card team, and I know they weren't in it, but I mean, you can make a case that Shippensburg, with an easier schedule, could have a third win on the season. I'm not saying that they're setting the world on fire by any means. This is a team that, as far as like recent history, I mean, this is a team 8 years ago, that made an NCAA tournament, that had a 10-win season, and I'm not saying that. And I understand they had an awful start to the season, losing to Bowie State, a team that is not performing well. But I don't know. I feel like there's no such thing as an easy win, and anyone that thinks this is an easy win needs to be corrected because Lock Haven still needs to play at their best. And if they do play at their best, I think they can win comfortably. But they need to play at their best, and they need to be disciplined. I just talked about how disciplined this team has been and how they can frustrate opponents. This is a team with a very experienced coach, and this is a team that, and I know we've said this before, does not concede penalties. 46 penalty yards a game. That's third best. It's actually their best statistic overall. So this still needs to be a buttoned-up performance, and you can't take your foot off the gas because if you do, I saw Bloomsburg take their foot off the gas in this against Shippensburg, and look what happened to them.
Yeah, and that Bloomsburg game I think was a real litmus test, and of course Bloomsburg not proven to be as good as we thought they were going to be. I think they're 1-6 right now. Bloomsburg is
they're struggling,
going through it right now. But
they beat Edinburgh, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Their only win.
Yeah, I forget what happened last week, but I knew it was not pretty. The Bloomsburg has been
lost to Shepherd. That's what it was.
So Bloomsburg has been struggling as of late. So that win does not look as good as we thought it did to begin the year. But Shippensburg is, again, you mentioned a veteran head coach. This is a staff that's been there. They've seen everything. This is a very dangerous game for Lock Haven. I am honestly worried about this game for them because if there was ever a game to draw, and you mentioned how deep the PSAC is this year, I akin it to what the SEC is this year. Now, stay with me a minute.
A lot of people compare the PSAC in Division II to the SEC in terms of the parity. Maybe closer to the Big 12.
Yeah.
Because, you don't have, like, some of the big guns out there. I mean, maybe
that's a better comparison is the Big 12 this year of where – there is Kutztown. We'll say Kutztown is, of course, Texas Tech just lost, so I can't use this analogy anymore.
But you know what I mean.
Kutztown is head of the pack, right? It's them, and it's a drop. And it is a significant drop to everybody else. We just saw IUP, who I thought is that caliber of team. They just lost to Slippery Rock.
Slippery Rock, Cal, and IUP are beating each other up.
Exactly, right? Yeah, and the West is just a war. The West is going to be a bloodbath to end the year. But there's no real floor. There's just a lot of middle of the pack.
Maybe
Millersville.
I was gonna say just because of the new coach and everything.
And
that's probably the only.
Yeah, because you have Shepherd, who is not as good this year, but still a very dangerous group with a very dangerous head coach and an experienced group that team's gonna steal games.
That almost beat Slippery Rock.
Exactly, that team steals games, and they're going to the rest of the way. Shippensburg is going to be a dangerous group. Bloomsburg, we still mentioned the talent is there for them to get a big win or two. Clarion has had a really good start to their season. Gannon beat Slippery Rock. Seton Hill beat Cal. So the middle of the pack, Lock Haven nearly upsets ESU, right? So the middle of the pack there is so congested that these games are not guaranteed. Like, there is no guarantee win on the rest of the schedule for really any team in the PSAC, and there's no circle a win already like you could sometimes in years past, right? So, we talk about how they have 3 winnable games down the stretch in Gannon, Shippensburg, and Millersville. Those are 3 winnable games. Those are teams projected to finish worse than Lock Haven this season, teams that have performed worse than Lock Haven at points this season. Of course, Gannon has the high of beating Slippery Rock, but those are teams that have performed under what Lock Haven has this year. So those are winnable games. But that doesn't mean those are games that they're going to win. Those are 2 very different things, right? We can say that a game is winnable and still not be confident that Lock Haven is going to find a way to win the game because the PSAC this year is just so deep, and it's going to beat each other up. Again, you have Kutztown, who's ahead of the pack, and they're going to be the rest of the way because that team is, like I said this when they play them. Aspirations higher than the PSAC that Kutztown team has. But the rest of this group here, it is going to be a war to end the season, and Lock Haven's going to go through the thick of it here against Shippensburg. Quick
rundown through the personnel, and then we're going to do our predictions to end. I would be stunned if they didn't go 2 quarterbacks. Riley Gunnels, pocket passer. Vincent McCucci, more of a scrambler. The two have interchanged a lot. McCucci has played all but 1 game this season.
At least they're only down to 2 this year. The last 2 years, they've been like 4 or 5. I remember that game against last time they were on the road against Shippensburg. It was I think it was 4.
They had 3 or 4. One of them, former
Evan Falco.
Evan Falco. They bring back 4 of their 5 starters on the offensive line, but their positional players got poached by some of the other bigger teams in the PSAC, some in the West, some in the East. One player they did bring back is Ethan Arneson, who is their starting tailback. His best performance in his career was 2 games ago when he had over 100 yards against Millersville. His second best came last year against Lock Haven. 10 attempts, 73 yards, and a score, not including 3 receptions. This is a team that's pretty deep in terms of the rushing game, which has me surprised that they're one of the worst rushing attacks in the PSAC. But overall, offensively, they've been struggling. They score the least amount of points.
Yep.
Lock Haven scores the second least amount. This is a team that goes a lot of dink and dunk. One of their bigger receivers in terms of receptions this season, the third leading receiver is their tight end, something that doesn't happen too often at the Division II level. Defensive side of the ball, again, like we said, it's poached. Defensive line is the one that's kept the most. The big factor for me is going to be getting it done through the air if you're Lock Haven.
Yeah.
I think they really need to challenge the secondary. This is a secondary that gives up just over 200 passing yards a game. I think they're going to need to supplant that because Bloomsburg really struggled, if I can recall, in the passing game. Lock Haven controlling time of possession, trusting it through the air. And, if you really want to go through what Shippensburg is best at in terms of their personnel, they're 6th in rushing defense. I think if you want to go back and forth with that, you can do it. Okay, so now for our predictions before we go. We are both a perfect 7-0 when predicting Lock Haven results this season. You are 6-1 against the D2 football spread. I am 5-2. We both picked Lock Haven to beat that -3.5 spread. The spread today is for this week -5.5 in favor of Lock Haven. So Lock Haven is a 5.5 point favorite.
That's surprising.
There's a saying that you give 3 points to the home team. So on a neutral site, it'd be 8.5, a 2 possession, but 3 points given to Shippensburg because it's home. It being homecoming as well is, I'm sure, a factor.
Yeah.
I will go first here because apparently you're the Nostradamus of this. 6-1 against the spread. I think your only loss against Glenville State week 1 of the year.
Yes, because we projected them to pick. Yeah.
Anyway, I have Lock Haven winning and covering 28-14. I think this is a bare bones game. I think Lock Haven starts off strong. Maybe goes up 14-7. I think it's very similar to the game 2 years ago at Shippensburg where they took a bit of a commanding lead, 14-7. They snuff Shippensburg a bit offensively. Shippensburg does get 2 touchdowns, in my opinion, for what would be just the 3rd time this season. But I think that second touchdown comes when the game's a bit decided. I think Lock Haven has control of the game most of the time. And I think they spoil homecoming for the 2nd time in 3 years at Shippensburg and get their 4th win of the season. That's my prediction. Lock Haven 28, Shippensburg 14. The Bald Eagles win and cover.
Okay, I'm going to think about. I think this is going to be a rock fight. I think this. I would be surprised if both teams score over 20 in this game. I genuinely think.
You think it's that close?
Yes,
because that plays in the Shippensburg really well.
I think 17-7 Lock Haven wins. I think this is going to be. We're going to see the offense for both sides struggle in the first half. I'm going to go off of history. Lock Haven, they're going to come out. The offense is going to struggle at times. Because the only game we've really seen them not do that is that game against Bloomsburg. Every other game, they have really struggled to start the game. So I'm going to say that they start off a little slower. Maybe try to establish the ground game early on and just kind of wear Shippensburg down. I think Shippensburg is going to have trouble scoring. I'll give you an extra one. I think Shippensburg is going to have over 3 turnovers in that game, or 3 or more turnovers in that game, I'll say.
After Westchester had 5 last
Yes.
week.
So I think Lock Haven, I won't count turnover on downs. I'm going to say purely interceptions or fumbles, they'll have 3 or more.
Okay.
I think Lock Haven's going to take the ball away. I think that defense is going to lead them to win. I think the offense is going to get it done in the second half. They'll find a touchdown and a field goal. I genuinely think halftime is going to be 7-0 Lock Haven leads. I'm expecting this to, because Shippensburg, they're playing for everything. Homecoming for them. They're looking to get a big win at home. They're coming off of a big win at home, but last time they were at their stadium. So I think this is going to be a first half that's a complete battle between the two teams. I think Lock Haven wins. I will say they cover the 5.5, but I would not be surprised if we're in the fourth quarter and this is a one-score game.
Wow, all righty. Sets up for a good one on the road for Lock Haven. Hey, we've got a very busy week at the Bear this week. Starting Wednesday at 5 p.m., we will have Lock Haven field hockey. They take on Bucknell at 5 p.m. Check it out on the Bear. And also on Friday, another field hockey game, Penn State University at 3 p.m. And then at 3 p.m. after that, I'm driving to Jersey Shore because the Bulldogs have their regular season finale against their noisy neighbors that have been less noisy as of late but can still be noisy. That's Central Mountain. Coverage starts at 6:30 for a 7 o'clock kickoff on the Bear. And then Saturday, we're on the road at Shippensburg. The Bald Eagles taking on Ship. Coverage starts at 10:30 with a replay of this one. So if you want to replay it, feel free to do so. But pregame starts from Ship at 12:30. So it starts at 11. Pardon me. Pregame coverage at 11. You'll have pregame at 12:30, Haven Nation at 11 on the Bear Country Sports Network, which has a 1 p.m. kickoff.
I also did want to mention quickly before we wrap up, shout out to PA Football News as well. Obviously, those who looked on the link last week, now you can find us on the PA Football News website as well. We've gotten picked up there, so huge shout out to Billy and them for taking on our show as well as we continue to try to expand. And the more
now is the time to reserve space for your pup at Sweet Dreams Pet Resort on Sunrise Lane in Mill Hall for the winter. Individual indoor suites for your best friend featuring raised dog beds, grooming on site, air conditioning, radiant heat, and outdoor playground. Take advantage of weekday doggy daycare 570-377-0340. Fully licensed and insured, fully staffed on-site security at all times. Online at sweetdreamspetresort.com. Find us on Facebook, Sweet Dreams, where we treat your dog like family.
It seems like there's an automotive parts store on every corner, and they all probably have the part or product you need. But do they know what you need? And do they know they have it? For automotive parts and knowledge, come to the automotive parts store that has automotive experience, Napa Auto Parts. The staff at Napa Auto Parts has the experience to answer your questions and make sure you get what you need. Napa Auto Parts, Hogan Boulevard, Mill Hall, and Bridge Street, Jersey Shore. Napa Auto Parts, Central PA's trusted source for automotive parts and knowledge for generations.
Welcome, Creek Unique Candles and More and Tightrope Films to Lock Haven. Located at 20 Bellefonte Avenue, featuring handmade candles plus everything from dog treats to 3D printed vases. All handmade products. And Tightrope Films, where Thomas Fleming looks to give your wedding or other special event a special look. Content for clients at an affordable price. Visit today. Creek Unique Candles and More and Tightrope Films, open 10 till 6 Monday through Saturday. 570-244-6882. Find them on Facebook.
Hey, it's Giveaway Jay from Alexander Kia, 933 Broad Street, Montoursville. August was a great new car month. We exceeded Kia's objective, which is great news. But now I have over 100 pre-owned vehicles in stock, serviced and ready for immediate delivery. Rates are coming down, banks are getting aggressive, and improving loans like never before. Alexander Kia, 933 Broad Street, Montoursville. At alexanderkia.com. And remember, we're taking the deals the other guys won't.
Get ready to hit the road with these great trips through Susquehanna Trailways. Shop early November 11th at the King of Prussia Malls. Spend November 18th at Windy Creek Resort Casino. The 27th, the Duncan Thanksgiving Day Parade. November 28th, Cozier's Christmas Village. Call Susquehanna Trailways 570-322-5361. Weekdays between 8 and 4. Check the Susquehanna Trailways Facebook page and website for time for Jersey Shore High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network. Just a moment, we'll join Nick Severini, Ryan States, and Tom Fleming for tonight's game against Central Mountain. This exclusive event brought to you by TLC Fuels, Napa, Jason Eberhardt State Farm Insurance, All Round Tire, B.A. Mike's Electric, Journey Bank, Dotter Equipment, Twilight Diner, Doug at Alexander Kia, Burgandy, Gleghorn and Hafley Insurance, Sweet Dreams Pet Resort, Susquehanna Trailways, Reese's Print Shop, Ham's Disposal, C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV, Hollick's Coal and Oil, Creek Unique Candles and More, Tightrope Films, Charles Construction, Mother Carol's Midtown Bar, Plany's Furniture, Fager Insurance, and T-Mobile. Comments regarding this game, the express property of WQBR-FM. They may not be retransmitted or used in any way without express written permission from Maximum Impact Communications. Now, Here are Nick Severini, Ryan States, and Tom Fleming on the Bear Country Sports Network and CentralPASports.com.
And good afternoon. You're tuned in to Jersey Shore Football Live on the Bear Country Sports Network. This evening's contest is Senior Day here at the Jersey Shore Bulldogs' Thompson Street Stadium as the Bulldogs host the Central Mountain High School Wildcats. Great to have you with us in front of a near pitch black sky, the floodlights illuminating Senior Day here at Thompson Street Stadium alongside Tom Fleming and Ryan States. I'm Nicolas Severini, live here from Thompson Street, and it is a very special day for a couple of reasons, Ryan. We first have, of course, what is a on-paper rivalry matchup between the Wildcats and the Bulldogs, and also it is Senior Day here at Thompson Street Stadium. Seniors of the football, band, and cheerleading squads all being honored, as you can see. It's why we started the stream early, but being honored here at Thompson Street Stadium. We'll talk about the seniors for the football team, but, of course, always a very special day for all the seniors and all the parents involved, and they're looking to honor their team and honor their players with a victory tonight.
And this is a memory that a lot of these seniors, this is what you always look forward to. It's the last time you're going to play here at home, obviously pending the playoffs, but the last time in the regular season you're getting to play here at home. It's always a special moment for the players, the parents, even the band and cheerleaders as well. It's a special moment for all of them, and it's one that they're going to remember for a long time.
Let's start our broadcast talking about the seniors because they are being honored. Just taking the final flicks and photos here prior to the Jersey Shore Marching Band coming out onto the field. A litany of seniors being honored. We'll go start in numerical order, Ryan, with Bo Sechrist, someone who could potentially have a football career following this week and this season. Sechrist with now over 1,000 rushing yards. His brother 2 years ago was the last one to have over 1,000 yards, and he has been such a dynamic player, Ryan, on both sides of the field.
Yeah, both as a linebacker and as a running back. Sechrist on the defensive side, 88 tackles this season, had 13 last week against Scranton Prep. He is such a dynamic weapon for this Bulldogs team and one that they need to get a win here.
The number 6, Carson Watkins, one of the top 10 in the Heartland in receiving yards, over 600. He is 5-1 Jersey Shore when he has 70 receiving yards or more. Another very dynamic two-way player with 7 interceptions on the season. And I have to say, as someone who works within the high school and has talked with him personally, he is an even better human being than he is a football player.
And he is a really good football player, Nick. You talk about on the field, a contested catch machine. How many times we see this season him go over defenders and make great catches? That's another one who probably has some college in his future.
If Carson Watkins, Ryan, is someone that is the superstar, the guy that gets the highlights, Luke Ryan, his opposite receiver that starts, is the consistent playmaker. 3+ receptions in 7 straight games for the senior receiver and cornerback Luke Ryan. And is also, how about this, coming off of a season-high 10 tackles against Scranton Prep. This receiver duo of Watkins and Ryan will be long remembered.
And Ryan, one that plays 3 sides of the ball. He's also the punter for Jersey Shore and has been a really good punter at that. Luke Ryan, number 7, a star in the making here for the Bulldogs.
Another senior, number 10, is Luke Thompson. Plays tight end and outside linebacker. 23 tackles in his last 2 games. He has gotten some good catches at tight end, Ryan, but I think we will remember him most for how well put together he is on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, 69 tackles on the season, 5 TFLs, an absolute monster on the outside for Jersey Shore.
The kicker, senior Jaden Passetti, has turned heads this season. I was told his nickname is JP, but he has been consistent for getting the garnishes. He is first in the Heartland Athletic Conference in made point afters and on attempts. Passetti, as the kicker for this team, has been so consistent on the point afters this season.
Jersey Shore, they score a lot of touchdowns, and you need to cap those off. Jaden Passetti, 42 of 48 from point afters.
2 linemen being honored as well. Townlope, number 55, Braden Swales, number 64. Starters on both sides, and very dynamic in their own right on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, on the offensive side, those two pair on the left side. Lope, the left tackle, Swales, the left guard, making big lanes to run through, and on the defensive side, both disruptors.
Mason Larson there at the bottom, the number 69, the senior. One of the remaining offensive linemen starters, Ryan, from last season, and Larson has played himself as a very consistent athlete, again on both sides of the ball, but him at center has been crucial for the Bulldogs this season.
And Larson, one of the captains of this team and certainly the captain of the offensive line, he is a big key to what makes this Bulldogs offense go.
Braden Rayborn, the final to be honored, the senior, number 78, played mostly as an underclassman and in his junior campaign, and he had a quote asking, the keys to success. We just heard it off of the air before we got onto the air, Ryan, and he talked about how important hard work is. Rayborn, really a signifier for what hard work can do, and a signifier for this team on how important hard work is for Jersey Shore success.
And it's such a mentality this entire Bulldogs team has, and Rayborn really embodies that. Such a hard worker here for the Bulldogs.
And that is the seniors for Jersey Shore on Senior Day. When we return, we will preview this matchup in this rivalry between Jersey Shore and Central Mountain, even though this rivalry has gone one way since 2013. That's coming up next. You're tuned in to Jersey Shore football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Now's the time to reserve space for your pup at Sweet Dreams Pet Resort on Sunrise Lane in Mill Hall for this fall and winter. Individual indoor suites for your best friend featuring raised dog beds, grooming on site, air conditioning, radiant heat, and an outdoor playground. Take advantage of weekday doggy daycare, 570-377-0340. Fully licensed and insured, fully staffed with on-site security at all times. Online at sweetdreamspetresort.com and on Facebook. Sweet Dreams Pet Resort, where we treat your dog like family.
It seems like there's an automotive parts store on every corner, and they all probably have the part or product you need. But do they know what you need? And do they know they have it? For automotive parts and knowledge, come to the automotive parts store that has automotive experience, Napa Auto Parts. The staff at Napa Auto Parts has the experience to answer your questions and make sure you get what you need. Napa Auto Parts, Hogan Boulevard, Mill Hall, and Bridge Street, Jersey Shore. Napa Auto Parts, Central PA's trusted source for automotive parts and knowledge for generations.
A proud supporter of the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, TLC Fuels is a family-owned local business. Established in 1998, TLC Fuels serves residential, farm, and commercial customers from their Jersey Shore location just off of Route 220 at the Pine Creek exit. From fuel oil to diesel fuel and gasoline, TLC Fuels has thrived on a consistent dedication to you and your family. Call 570-753-5722 today.
Think about the last time you thanked yourself for something. Maybe it was that me time you took last Tuesday. Or finally learning Italian. Want to do something you'll really thank yourself for later? Start creating a plan for your financial goals today. State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt is here in Jersey Shore to help you build a plan that will set you up for success. The earlier you start planning your goals, the better off you'll be. Call State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt today, 570-865-5191. Then, thank yourself later. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
B.A. Meixel for local residential and commercial electrical contracting. With over 15 years serving Central Pennsylvania, B.A. Meixel has built up relationships with hundreds of home and business owners in Jersey Shore and beyond. Trust B.A. Meixel's trained electricians for all of your needs. Take advantage of their industry-leading guarantees. Call 570-398-7837 today to find out more. B.A. Meixel Electric, proud supporter of Jersey Shore sports.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
The award-winning Jersey Shore Marching Band with its excellent pre-game performance. Of course, we're getting their point of view from it being in the visitors' press box, as always, at Thompson Street Stadium, which means we're about 16 or so minutes away from kickoff here at Thompson Street between Jersey Shore and Central Mountain. Ryan, I want to start off with the Bulldogs. They come in, led by head coach Tom Gravish, with a record of 6-3 and a 3-1 record in the Heartland Athletic Conference. This is the final game that they will be playing in the Heartland this season, Ryan. And they're coming off of a brutal loss against Scranton, 51-19, but that has not reflected fully what this team is capable of.
No, and we've seen this happen before when they've come off of losses like that. You remember, go back 3 weeks ago to that game against Holliesburg, a game that they lost 52-7. They came out the next week and beat Penwood 44-20. And then obviously they have the game against Scranton Prep last week. So this is a team that even when they're coming off of a brutal loss, they were able to respond in the past. I have no doubt they'll be able to respond again here.
And the big factor, of course, Ryan, is their positioning in the district standings. All eyes will be on the top four. Shamokin has all but clinched their spot at the top. And then you've got Athens and Jersey Shore. Now, currently, Ryan, this is the big one. Jersey Shore find themselves third in the districts currently, with Athens narrowly ahead. Because such a big part of the power rating, Ryan, is the strength of schedule. It could really go either way for what both of these teams, Athens and Jersey Shore, will expect to have fairly decent and easy victories tonight.
Yeah, you look at the rating here. Athens right now, .646. Jersey Shore, .645. That is how close this is. We are 1/100th of a decimal point away from this standing flipping. So this is going to be a big test here for Jersey Shore. They have to get a win in this game. They have to come out, show their dominance early on, and hope that it's enough to get back in that second spot, because they want to be in the second, because that means they would get to host the first-round playoff game.
It is not hyperbole, Ryan, to say that it is certainly going to be back and forth until the final results come in terms of the power ratings. The only thing that the Bulldogs can do is look away from the distractions and play at their best. What's going to take for them today to play at their best?
I think it's going to have to be a lot of focus. You're coming into this game. This is a game that Jersey Shore expects to come out and win, and probably expects to come out and win handily. But this is a rivalry game, and things get weird when it comes to rivalry games. Jersey Shore needs to make sure they stay focused, they stay disciplined, they play their version of football.
Well, it is senior day. We just honored the seniors if you're just tuning in. Jersey Shore and Central Mountain, Ryan. It's going to be easy to pick on the seniors for who needs to produce on the offensive side of the ball. Both Seacrest and Cash Harrett have been returning, of course, as the 1 and 2 at tailback after Cash Harrett picked up an injury a few weeks ago against Williamsport. But the sophomore Nolan Pauling is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, Pauling this season has had a really good start to the year. Faltered a bit in that game against Penwood. He did have an interception, or against Scranton Prep, rather. Did have an interception in that game, but on the season, Pauling, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns through the air, 9 interceptions. Meanwhile, on the ground, 462 yards and 9 touchdowns there as well. Pauling has had a really good year. They need to see the version of Nolan Pauling they saw earlier on in the season, where he doesn't turn the football over, he makes plays with his legs. That's how this Jersey Shore team needs to come out here and win.
And how about the defensive side of the ball, Ryan? In this 3-4 setup, who are you highlighting today against Central Mountain?
I think I'm looking at the defensive tackle, Talon Lope, and the outside linebacker, Luke Thompson, 2 seniors as well. But they need to get pressure on Central Mountain early on. If they can get pressure to the quarterback, maybe send some blitzes at him, get him uncomfortable, that's when they're going to be able to get takeaways. Expect Carson Watkins to get an interception. If they can rattle the quarterback early, it'll pay off later in the game.
Central Mountain has, albeit in slow form, with an 0-9 record, got slowly and slowly better as the season has progressed. They scored their most points in a game last week against Troy, albeit conceding 70 at the same point. And Central Mountain, despite their record, still has talent on the other side of the field. And when we return, we will break down how Central Mountain got here to conclude their regular season. You're tuned in to Jersey Shore football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Welcome, Creek Unique Candles and More and Tightrope Films to Lock Haven. Located at 20 Bellefonte Avenue, featuring handmade candles plus everything from dog treats to 3D printed vases. All handmade products. And Tightrope Films, where Thomas Fleming looks to give your wedding or other special event a special look. Content for clients at an affordable price. Visit today. Creek Unique Candles and More and Tightrope Films, open 10 till 6 Monday through Saturday. 570-244-6882. Find them on Facebook.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise. But Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your local Erie agent is Brigandy, Gleghorn, and Hafley. Get a quote today.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Always supporting the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, it's the Twilight Diner in Loganton, open 7 days and featuring a full menu, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and daily specials. So good, people ask for their food by name, and they bring that great taste on the road with the Twilight Diner on wheels. And now at this area's newest venue for weddings, reunions, and gatherings, Miller's Barn in Tylersville. Hold your next event in the middle of Amish country. Twilight Diner, 603 North Mill Street, Loganton. 570-725-3911 for takeout.
Fred Ham Disposal has proudly served the community with residential and commercial trash removal for the last 55 years. They're a family-owned company that cares about the environment and their customers, providing extensive trash removal and recycling options. Their fleet of trucks provide reliable pickup service, and they give you a chance to pay your bill online. Fred Ham Disposal, here for you. Call 570-398-3000 1814.
Get ready to hit the road with these great trips through Susquehanna Trailways. Shop early November 11th at the King of Prussia Malls. Spend November 18th at Windy Creek Resort Casino. The 27th, the Duncan Thanksgiving Day Parade. November 28th, Cozier's Christmas Village. Call Susquehanna Trailways 570-322-5361. Weekdays between 8 and 4. Check the Susquehanna Trailways Facebook page and website for more information. Hit the road with Susquehanna Trailways.
Bear Country 99.9 FM.
Reliable. That word sums up Hollick's Coal and Oil in Jersey Shore. Stocked and ready to go for fall and winter, Hollick's is a phone call away, 570-398-1190. A fixture in the community for the last 75 years. Hollick's Coal and Oil will fill you up shortly after you call. Hollick's Coal and Oil, 248 Locust Street in Jersey Shore. Hollick's Coal and Oil, 570-398-1190.
Fall is calling and adventure awaits. This is Graham at C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV, and we're rolling out unbeatable deals as the season turns. Save thousands and choose from top brands like Forest River, Winnebago, KZ, and Intech RV in a great selection of floor plans. At C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV, we believe in transparent pricing, no pressure sales, and absolutely no hidden fees. Visit us in the Pine Creek Valley or online at chwaltzoutdoor.com. Adventure awaits at C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV.
Life moves pretty fast, and so does technology. So we should be proud that after over 40 years, Reese's Print Shop in Lock Haven still provides excellent work for everyone in Bear Country. So many other print shops have closed their doors, but Randy Reese still offers digital and offset printing at competitive prices, and they're fast. Reese's Print Shop, 7 East Main Street, Lock Haven. Stop in, email randy@reesesprintshop.com or call 570-748-6528. Reese's Print Shop. See what we can do for you or your company.
New home, big dreams, real life plans. You're saving, you're doing the best you can. You need a friend and a helping hand. Journey Bank, Journey Bank.
Since 1925, Erie Insurance has been providing protection. Auto, home, life, business, and flood insurance. Annuities, too. Get a great price and the service you expect from your local Erie agent, Fager Insurance Agency in Lock Haven, serving the area for the last 57 years. Find out why over 90% of Erie Insurance customers renew year after year. Call 570-748-3570 to get a free quote. Fager Insurance Agency, 511 East Church Street, Lock Haven.
Cutting Edge Country, WQBR, The Bear.
Starting lineups being announced here from Thompson Street Stadium in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. It's Jersey Shore against Central Mountain on the Bear Country Sports Network. Ryan, talking about Central Mountain coming in with a record of 0-9 into today. But when you look at what this Central Mountain team is capable of, they have a couple star athletes on the team, a couple of stars. Jersey Shore, obviously the heavy favorites as they come out onto the field for the first time, but the Wildcats still have playmakers.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the running back, Dalton McDermott, number 24, 135 attempts on the year, 518 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also has a touchdown through the air. They will need him to get things going on the ground, along with Mario Serafini. 20 receptions, 228 yards, and a touchdown on the season.
How about on the defensive side of the ball? Looking at this now for the Wildcats, typically a 4-3 set. They would like to make amends after giving up 70 against Troy last week.
And they're going to need to do it by taking the football away. You look at the secondary, Caleb Stizzer and Mario Serafini, as well in the safeties, Gavin Heverly and Dalton McDermott. They will need these safeties and these defensive backs to take the football away. They're going to need to win this. They're going to want it to be a low-scoring kind of game, and the only way they're going to do that is through turnovers.
Both teams coming out onto the field, then the Wildcats on the near side where we are in the press box. Jersey Shore coming out onto the far side. We'll step aside here for the anthem. When we return, we'll have the starting lineups and kickoff here at Thompson Street Stadium between Jersey Shore and Central Mountain on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Charles Construction is a full-service site development contractor performing all phases of residential and commercial work. Excavation, foundations, sewer, water, and underground utility installation. Paving, too, also working with the natural gas industry. Community-oriented, Charles Construction supports the Jersey Shore Bulldogs. Call today, 570-753-3595, located in Avis at 858 East Central Avenue. Charles Construction, serving the community for the last 54 years.
You owe it to yourself to come into Kleiny's Home Furnishings, Route 150 between Woolwich and Avis, and find out for yourself why generations of happy customers keep coming back, keep coming home to Kleiny's. Quality, value, service, selection.
And Kleiny's offers free delivery and 6 months same as cash.
Right. That's why it keeps our family coming back, coming home to Kleiny's. Online at Kleiny'sFurniture.com.
From mowing to harvesting and taking care of snow, Daughter Equipment just south of Mill Hall on Route 64 has what you need to get it done. Want to keep your home warm and cozy? Check out the Crown Royal Outdoor Furnaces. If you're cutting your own firewood, Daughter Equipment is your steel dealer. Daughter Equipment for Kubota, Honda Power Sports, Suzuki, Land Pride, steel, trailers, and accessories. See it all now at Daughter Equipment, just south of Mill Hall on Route 64. Visit us online at daughterequipment.com.
Hey, it's Giveaway Jade from Alexander Kia, 933 Broad Street, Montoursville. August was a great new car month. We exceeded Kia's objective, which is great news. But now I have over 100 pre-owned vehicles in stock, serviced and ready for immediate delivery. Rates are coming down, banks are getting aggressive and approving loans like never before. Alexander Kia, 933 Broad Street, Montoursville. At alexanderkia.com. And remember, we're taking the deals the other guys won't.
Looking for a great time in Avis? Head to Mother Carol's Midtown Bar, the friendliest place in town. Grab a cold beer or malt beverage, soak in the good vibes, and meet the amazing bartenders and friendly crowd. Challenge your friends to PA skill games or shoot some pool. And yes, smoking is permitted. Family owned for 49 years, you'll find us at 111 West Central Avenue in Avis. Open 3 to 10 Mondays, 11 to 10 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and 11 to 11 Fridays and Saturdays.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
And with the national anthem played, we're moments away from kickoff here at Thompson Street Stadium between Jersey Shore and Central Mountain. The Jersey Shore alma mater being played in the backdrop. Let's get into it, Ryan, with the starting lineups. The Bulldogs on the far side in their home orange uniforms today. Black pants with an orange and white stripe on the side. Orange colored tops with black numbers on the front and back, and an orange helmet with a black JS and a black stripe over the middle. Nolan Pauling is the starting quarterback. The receivers trio is Carson Watkins, Luke Ryan, and Carter Reinhardt. The tight end is Luke Thompson. The tailback is Bo Sechrist and Cash Harrett. The offensive line, left to right, we expect Talon Lowe, Braden Swales, Mason Larson, Nate Thompson, and Ace Willips. A defensive 3-4 set for the Bulldogs with Grayson Willits, Talon Lowe, and Braden Swales on the line. Chase Ellison and Luke Thompson are the outside linebackers. Cash Harrett and Bo Sechrist are the middle linebackers. The defensive backs, Watkins and Lope, are at cornerback. The safeties are Nolan Pauling and Luke Ryan. The kicker is Jaden Passetti. The punter is the aforementioned Luke Ryan. Central Mountain are in white today. White pants, white tops, blue colored numbers on the front and back, and a white helmet with a blue stripe over the middle. And on the right side in blue is the number of the athlete, and on the left side of the helmet in blue is the Central Mountain paw. It is Kyle Everett, the sophomore, expected to play quarterback. The receiver trio is Mario Serafini. You'll see him get carries. Ricky Rohrbach and Gavin Heverly. The tailback is Dalton McDermott. The flex will be Jacob Rembold, the tight end. Offensive line left to right. Evan Hardy, Nick Luz, Hayes Henry, Todd Karras, and Evan Batterson. 4-3 defensive set. Jacob Rembold, Evan Hardy, Tanner McCall, and Todd Karras are on the line. Hayes Donnelly, Alex Johnson, and Cole Corman are the linebackers. Secondary, Caleb Steitzer and Mario Serafini are the cornerbacks. Gavin Heverly and Dalton McDermott are the safeties. The kicker is Micah Carson. As we get set for kickoff, Ryan, your final thoughts as we're set to get underway.
And this is a game that really plays into the hands of Jersey Shore. Central Mountain, I said they're going to need some takeaways to win this football game. Coming into the game, They're in a 21 straight loss streak. That streak started against Central Mountain 2 years ago. I'm sure the Wildcats would love to break it here, and for the Bulldogs, they'd love to keep that going into next season.
That Jersey Shore loss is what started the streak. They're going to try to break it. If they do so, it'll be an upset fashion. The Bulldogs in orange will receive from left to right in the first half. Luke Ryan and Carter Reinhardt, left and right, will be back deep to return. Micah Carson, who has been a steady kicker for this team, will send it away from his own 40-yard line. Well, it was 10 weeks ago when this season started for the Bulldogs, and now their regular season will conclude. They'll look to conclude it the way they started, with a win at home. Micah Carson, left-footed kicker, raises the left hand, squibs it forward, and we're underway here at Thompson Street Stadium. Reinhardt and easily bobbles it, then picks it up at the 15, takes it outside the numbers 20, breaks a tackle, drives the rip through another, and gets wrapped up at the 22-yard line. Mario Serafini bringing him down, and here comes the Jersey Shore offense led by the sophomore quarterback, Nolan Paulin.
And they're going to need Bo Seekers to have a better game than he did a week ago. Seekers last week, 11 attempts for a season-low 36 yards. Did have a touchdown in that game, but really struggled to get going. Jersey Shore certainly hoping they can spring Seekers loose.
1st and 10 on the right side, 22. Twin tailback set, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Pauling in the gun, takes the snap. Will take it himself on the option, gets free past the 30-yard line and wrapped up at the 35-yard line. That'll be past the line to gain. Cole Corman wrapping him up, but not before a 13-yard scamper gives the Bulldogs a first down on the first play.
And a really good rush there from Pauling. Just took that one right up the middle. No one there to stop him. A good pickup for the first.
And here they go quick. They'll hand it off this time up the middle. Big hole to the 40 for Seacrest, and he's loose. Across midfield, stiff arms a man to the 40. Gets to the far sideline to the 35, and wrapped up inside of the Central Mountain 30. That is more like the Bo Seacrest we have seen all season. A massive gain to put them inside of the Central Mountain 30.
And Seacrest last week eclipsed over 1,000 yards. Now he's going for 1,100 yards on the season, and that's a really good start for number 5.
They mark it a first down and 10 to the Central Mountain 27. 2 plays, and they are driving. Pauling in the gun takes the snap. He'll pitch it out to the outside. Seacrest spins away from a defender past the line of scrimmage, and he'll get wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. That was much better from Central Mountain after 2 straight first downs. A tackle made in the open field by the defensive tackle to prevent any gain. In fact, he might have lost one to the 28. 2nd and 11. They'll go quick, and it should be noted, Cash Harrod still wearing the number 0 jersey today as they'll take the snap. Handoff Seacrest up to a big hole in forward to the 20. Rips through a defender inside of the 15 where he's wrapped up from behind. That'll be another first down for the Bulldogs. The tackle made by Hayes Donley, the outside linebacker, but another first, and it's Seacrest setting it up.
And runs like that are a big reason why a lot of people assume that Seacrest is going to be a college-level running back.
1st and 10, 28. They'll hand it off to Seacrest again up the middle. Tries to bounce to the outside. This time only picking up maybe a yard. This time Central Mountain, who has a lot of heavy bodies on the defensive line, were equal. Gage Dressler and Evan Hardy, the defensive tackles there, both wrapping up Seacrest after 1.
And some good penetration there from Hardy to get to the backfield and bring Seacrest to the ground.
On 2nd and 9 to the 12. Motion man right to left is Thompson. Pauling takes the snap, handed off to Harrod, gets upfield, gets by the defenders for the first down, inside of the 5, lunging for the end zone. He'll be marked just a yard short at the 1. An 11-yard gain for Cash Harrod. He is looking healthier and healthier every week, Ryan.
And it's been ground and pound for Jersey Shore. They're going quick, but they are just running the football and establishing control.
Not 2 minutes in, and it's 1st and goal at the 1. Pauling takes the snap, handoff Seacrest to the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Jersey Shore. It is Bo Seacrest, the senior on senior day, opening up the scoring for the Bulldogs. Another rushing touchdown for Seacrest, and the Bulldogs lead 6-0.
And all runs on that drive for Jersey Shore as well. They went no huddle, but they just kept running the ball with Pauling, with Harrod, and then with Seacrest to finish it off.
15th rushing touchdown of the season. Passetti's point after. And another senior contributes as he splits the uprights in good. And so on a drive that lasted about 1 minute and 50 seconds, Ryan, the Bulldogs taking it the length of the field and into the end zone. 7 points on their opening drive. It's Jersey Shore 7, Central Mountain nothing. And that is about what we expected from this Bulldog offense, looking for their get back.
And they just never wasted any time. You mentioned they just kept going in the hurry-up offense. We saw them run it with Pauling. They ran it with Seacrest a lot, and they gave even a carry to Harrod in there. Jersey Shore looks like they're just trying to establish control early on. The offensive line did a really good job against his Central Mountain front to make space to run through, and their running backs took advantage.
It's been over a decade since Central Mountain defeated Jersey Shore. I think it was 2012 off the top of my head the last time that the Wildcats were able to get a win in this series. This is a Central Mountain team with one winning season in their last 16 years. Only in 2021 did they finish above 500. They are 0-9 this season, trying to break a long losing streak. And the Bulldogs meaning business, looking to get their 7th win of the season. As Passetti boots this one away, this will one hop at the 20, a second hop to the 15, takes a wicket bounce before being returned at the 10. He takes it 15, outside hashes 20, bounces off a defender, gets to about the 23, and this is where the pile will congregate at about the 24-yard line. Gavin Heverly on the return, the stop by Aiden Patson. Now here comes this Central Mountain offense led by the sophomore quarterback Kyle Everett, who has had an up-and-down season, just 2 touchdowns this season through the air, both coming last week.
Yeah, and only 110 attempts on the season. They run the ball more often than they throw it. Starting running back 135 attempts to Central Mountain. They're going to try to be ground and pound in this game as well.
That is Dalton McDermott, who lines up to the left of Everett. A 3-receiver set, 1st and 10, left side 25. Taking the snap. Everett gets the handoff, pushes the pile past the line of scrimmage and all the way to the 30 in a productive first trip for McDermott as Thompson wraps him up 2nd and 5.
And this is what Jersey Shore is going to need to do if they want to beat Central Mountain. They have to dominate the line of scrimmage.
5-yard gain for McDermott on his first carry. Over 520 yards. They take the snap, throw it up the middle. It's batted up and incomplete. Luke Thompson laid the hammer on Everett as he threw it. And the throw just going through the breadbasket of the receiver. In contention was Reinhardt. It'll set up a 3rd and medium.
Yeah, it was Mario Serafini there running a slant route. He had it in his hands. It just went right through.
3rd down and 5 then for the Wildcats. They'll take the snap, handoff up the middle, and he is not going to get there. He looks to push the pile. Good second effort there from McDermott, the tailback. But on my view, he looks short. A 4-yard gain. The defensive linemen getting there first, including Talon Lope. McDermott did well to keep pushing, but that'll set up a 4th and short. And it looks like this offense might try to stay on the field here. They're adding some more weight. Cole Corman, who is listed as a fullback, is in the game, and Coleman will be the tailback on this play with Everett in the gun. It's actually a Wildcat formation as they'll take the snap. Coleman takes it himself, gets to the line of scrimmage, and gets to the 1st down to the 37-yard line. It was actually McDermott in the Wildcat playing the quarterback role with Corman to his left. They pushed him to pile it together, and it turned into a gain of 5 for a 1st down to the 38 left side hash. Just under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs up 7-0. They go quick in the hurry up. Everett in the gun. Takes the snap. Hand off McDermott. Gets to the line of scrimmage and out to about the 40-yard line, maybe the 39, for what will be a gain of just 1 as the Bulldogs continue to put more and more inside of the defensive box.
Well, it's a really good job here by McDermott to just keep falling forward. He picks up 3 yards there, got met right at the line of scrimmage, and just continuing able to fall forward to get a little bit extra.
2nd down after a gain of a couple to the 40-yard line. Central Mountain with 1 first down. Everett this time will throw. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Sechrist, and I believe the man getting the deflection, Isaac Shirey, was on the right side of the line, that's the 55, Talon Lope, to set up a 3rd down and long. Another 3rd down here for Central Mountain.
That was a really good job there by Lope just to get a hand in the air and knock that ball down. He had a receiver deeper down the field. Good job there by the defensive lineman to apply pressure, read the quarterback's eyes, and knock the pass away.
Everett, 60 completions this season coming in today. 3rd and 8. He looks to pass. Backs to the left side. Throws it off on the weak side, and it is incomplete. Well, Everett rolled out to his right, then threw it to the weaker side left for McDermott out of the backfield. Sechrist was trailing him, and that was nearly an interception. But on 4th and 8, the Wildcat punting team comes out to the field.
Jersey Shore dialing up the pressure there. They sent 7 at the quarterback, Everett. Forced him off his spot, forced him to make a late throw off his back foot. And you're right, it was nearly intercepted.
Jagger Pardo is the punter for Central Mountain on 4th down and 8 at their own 39. Just over 8 minutes left in the first. Bulldogs up 7, looking to get the ball back. It's a high snap. It gets over the head of Pardo, and he slides down at the 10-yard line to recover it. He had a little bit of space. Chase Ellison was the closest to him. Pardo just slid onto it, and the Bulldogs will have 1st down inside of the Central Mountain 15.
And I think that was a mistake there by the punter, Pardo. Yes, it's a bad snap, and you kind of see that panic drill happen. But I think if he was able to pick that up and stay in his feet, there would have been enough time for him to get a punt off there. But he dove on it, make sure Jersey Shore couldn't get it back. But it forces a 4th down stop.
It'll be goal-to-go territory. 1st down and goal at the 10 for the Bulldogs, up 7 already. Pauling in the gun, twin tailbacks, takes the snap, hand off to Harrod. Stutter steps, now takes it upfield to about the 5-yard line. That's where he'll get wrapped up. On the stop there included Todd Karras, as Herrick got halfway there nearly. 2nd and goal. They'll call it a gain of 4.
Jersey Shore still yet to throw the football.
They'll go 2nd down and goal after Herrick got a medium gain. Pauling will hand it off to Sechrist. Takes outfield, breaks the tackle in the backfield, lunges for the end zone. He'll be just short of it. To the 1-yard line is Sechrist. A 4-yard gain for Bo, the senior, who already has a touchdown today. It'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
I expect here just another probably handoff right up the middle to Sechrist. He already got a 1-yard rushing touchdown.
Pauling in the gun on 3rd and goal. Low snap. He hands it off to Sechrist, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time today. Touchdown, Jersey Shore. Bo Sechrist tiptoeing himself into 6. It's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day, and the Bulldogs go up 2 scores early with 7:20 to play in the first.
Really good play call there. They had Sechrist and Herrick in the backfield. Looked like it was originally going to be a run with Pauling. Hands it off last second. Sechrist finds the end zone for the score.
Point after Passetti hits the crossbar and just narrowly inches its way through. Well, how about that? Passetti with a doinker off of the crossbar, and it bounced. He got a friendly bounce just over it to make it 14-0 in favor of Jersey Shore with 7 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Bulldogs, Ryan, had that drive started at the Central Mountain 10 due to a bad snap on the punt, and 3 plays later, it's Bo Sechrist in the end zone again.
And doing exactly what Jersey Shore needs to do in this game, right? When Central Mountain gives you opportunities to take advantage, that's what you have to do. Central Mountain, they get a turnover. Jersey Shore immediately punches it in the end zone for the score. But how about that kick from Passetti? I mean, just went over the crossbar. But they don't ask you how. They ask you how many. And for him now, that's his 44th PAT on the year.
He leads the Heartland Athletic Conference in point after attempts. That is the benefit, Ryan, of having an offense in Jersey Shore that finds the end zone early and finds the end zone often. That 19-point game against Scranton Prep in that loss was the 2nd least amount of points scored for the Bulldogs this season. Passetti, or rather, as the new kicker lined up at the 40-yard line, hits it right at one of the up men. We've seen that happen. This time Central Mountain diving on top of it at about the 38-yard line. That's going to turn into good position for the Wildcats as the Bulldogs looked to squib it.
And I think on that one, some of the rain that we had pregame helped Central Mountain in that aspect because it hits him right in the foot, and that ball just kind of dies right at his feet, so he's able to dive on it.
Bit of a muddier condition, but still good conditions on the field. A special thanks to all the grounds crew members here at Jersey Shore, putting out an excellent field once again, though, of course, muddied due to the rain. 1st and 10, Everett in the gun, starting this drive at the 38. Takes the snap, handoff to the tailback, McDermott. He's not going to go far. Right at the line of scrimmage, maybe inching for a gain of 1 late, as that play was immediately wrapped up. Chase Ellison on the blitz, preventing just 1.
Luke Thompson in there as well. Thompson able to grab McDermott from behind, kind of drag him backwards, stop some of his momentum, and then Ellison, the freshman, does the rest.
And now on 2nd down and 9, Everett receiving the play from his left wristband, now gets into his set. 2 receivers right, 1 left, and this will be a false start. Early movement by the left tackle, Evan Hardy. It looked like he moved a bit early, trying to swing out to the right to provide a lead block, and just started his run early, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think Hardy got a little bit scared because you see Jersey Shore, they stacked the box with 8 men. They ran him in at the last second. I think Hardy, you mentioned, trying to get a little bit of a head start, but gets called for the penalty.
This is a Central Mountain team that had a couple very big plays against Troy. 2 touchdowns of 20 yards or more, including a 50-yard receiving touchdown from Kyle Everett to Mario Serafini. So they have the big play on 2nd and 14. They'll hand it off this time to McDermott, and he's not getting far. A big hit applied on the far side as the Central Mountain tailback can only reach the line of scrimmage, 3rd and long.
And, Nick, this has been a Jersey Shore defense that at times this season has been susceptible to the big play. You go back to that game against Williamsport where they gave up 5 or 6 big plays in that second half. Central Mountain, they're going to have the opportunities. The only question is, do they have the time to throw it? Because Jersey Shore right now is sending the house.
3rd down and 14 with just over 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. A long first quarter so far. Everett in the gun, takes the snap to throw. Blitz coming. Under pressure, and down he goes. Oh, a violent hit as a flag comes in. It was not an intentional hard hit from Talon Lope. He looked like he initially was going to try to deflect the pass, and as a result, he made contact with the helmet of Everett. Not a dirty play. Lope just couldn't stop his momentum, and it looks like Central Mountain might be benefited by a penalty marker here.
Yeah, Lowe trying to play the role of defensive back, trying to get another pass break up, but on that one, just kind of gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He came in, his hands kind of raked down over the face of the quarterback, Everett, and that's where you're going to get the face mask call.
Well, of course, in the modern game, even down at the high school level, Ryan, the quarterback protection is of utmost importance with the latest rule changes. Maybe if this was a decade ago, 15 years ago, that would be a clean play, and definitely not a dirty one by Lope, who attacked the quarterback with angst as Everett wasn't able to get rid of it. But Lope making contact with it, looked like more of his hands to the helmet of Everett, prompting the penalty marker, and so the Wildcats will get a first down as a result. 15-yard penalty into Jersey Shore territory at the 47-yard line, right side hash. First and 10 for the Wildcats. Everett in the gun, takes a snap, and he is immediately wrapped up. Oh, they sent the house, and Cash Harrod was there to deliver a 3-yard loss. Everett unblocked on the far side, wrapping up Everett, or rather Harrod unmarked, wrapping up Everett for a 3-yard loss.
And Jersey Shore again, they send 7 there. They are blitzing Central Mountain time and time again. They are trying to rattle Everett earlier in this game.
5.5 minutes left. At midfield, a second and long. Everett in the gun, throws it to the left side. It's caught past the line of scrimmage into Jersey Shore territory again at the 47 before being wrapped up. Ricky Rohrbach, the senior with his 17th reception of the year, goes for 4. And I should remind those tuning in, we are also being heard on the Record Online. This game and last week played in partnership to the Record Online. A special thanks to Michael Frank and the Record Online for allowing us to broadcast this Jersey Shore Central Mountain football game. On the field here, the Wildcats, a 3rd down and 9, 5 minutes left in the first, trailing 14. Left side hash 46. Everett in the gun, takes the snap. 6-man rush. He's under pressure, tries to tuck and run it, and he'll get wrapped up for a loss. This will be a sack. Only a loss of 1 for Everett, who tried to negate the damage. Didn't see much open in front of him. I'm going to get tired of saying his name, but Talon Lope was involved. But Braden Swales and Grayson Willits were also there to wrap Everett up. And on the 1-yard loss, the punting unit on 4th down and 10.
Well, Nick, I'll tell you what, Everett had Mario Serafini deep down the field, running here on the near side, just ran a streak route. If Everett had enough time, Serafini was wide open, not a Bulldog within 10 yards of him. But because of the pressure, just did not have time to get the throw off.
Good snap this time on the punt. This one sent end over end. The Gunners are already there. It's a blooper punt, but takes a Central Mountain bounce to about the 15-yard line before one of the Gunners will claim it right at that 15-yard marker. That was the familiar number 2, Gavin Heverly. And so Jersey Shore will have their worst field position of the day. They started their first drive at about the 25-yard line, took it in the end zone. And on the second drive, they started at the Central Mountain 10. That also turned into a touchdown. This will be inside of their own 20 to the 16. With 4:06 left, Jersey Shore 14, Central Mountain nothing.
And again, Jersey Shore yet to attempt a pass in this game. It has been all runs all the time for the Bulldogs.
1st down and 10 on the left side. 16 is where the Bulldogs will operate here. Up by multiple scores. Pauling in the gun. This time he'll throw. He'll pump it. Now fires it deep. Wide open. Has him. It's Reinhardt. 50, 40, 30, 20. He's got reservations for 6. Touchdown, Jersey Shore. Carter Reinhardt with a long receiving touchdown. 84 yards. They faked the screen, Ryan, and Reinhardt was unmarked. The pass on a dime, and Reinhardt was in the end zone.
A really good job there. You mentioned it on the fake screen pass. They started running the ball. It sets that up. Central Mountain sent the blitz. They saw the screen. All the corners crashed down to try to make a play. Left Reinhardt wide open down the field. A good throw there from Pauling. A high arcing pass hits him right in stride, and Reinhardt did the rest.
Passetti's point after this time. No controversy about it. He splits the uprights and good. The Bulldogs, 3 offensive drives, and they're in the end zone 3 times. A 1-play, 84-yard drive. Pauling finding Carter Reinhardt to the painted grass, and the sophomore Reinhardt with his 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. He actually scored against Scranton Prep on a pickup fumble. That one a lot more traditional, Ryan. On the deep ball, his longest receiving touchdown of his career.
And for Carter Reinhardt, he's a guy, you look at the other 2 starters for Jersey Shore, their receivers, both seniors, in Carson Watkins and Luke Ryan. Carter Reinhardt going in the next year, he is the expected number 1. This is a game where they needed him to show out and show what he can do going into next season, and what a catch there. I mean, a really good, clean run route. Had Central Mountain entirely fooled with the play call. Nobody near him. A fantastic throw from Pauling, and Reinhardt just took it the distance.
3:53 left to go in the first quarter. Jersey Shore 21, Central Mountain nothing. The Bulldogs in business, controlling the game and getting it done on both ends of the field as Passetti will send it away from the left side hash 40-yard line, his own 40. Passetti this time a traditional long drive. He actually outkicks the returners. This will be picked up all the way at the goal line at the one by Heverly. He takes it to the middle 5, and he'll be wrapped up. Oh, a big hit just shy of the 10-yard line. A massive pop on the far side, and that is indicative of what this game has been. But I give you credit. You have to give, Ryan, credit to Jersey Shore. They are the expected favorites in this game. That looked like Ellison, by the way, on the tackle. But they have been executing so well early on. They have been hitting their stride.
And doing what they're expected to do in this game. They came in as a big favorite, and they're playing their game. They're not changing anything based on the opponent. They're just running their offense how they always run it. They're running their defense how they always run it, and it's working out.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 10-yard line. Everett in the gun, takes the snap, looks left to throw. He's going to fire it deep. One-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Nolan Pauling against the intended target, Rauerbach. He's been the main target of Everett today. He went for the deep ball, didn't he, Everett? And in the end, good coverage by Pauling, allowing the incompletion.
Yeah, that was a design shot there to number 14, Rauerbach, and the pass was there, but it was really good coverage by Pauling. There was a very small window to fit that into, and Everett just unable to hit it.
Second down and 10, clock stop, 3:41. Motion man left, right. They take the snap, handoff, tailback, weak side. Gets to the line of scrimmage, pushes the pile a bit more, past the 10 to about the 11-yard line for a 1-yard gain. That looked like McDermott, the tailback.
For Central Mountain, they have yet to score in the first quarter this season. Certainly does not look like fortunes are going to change here pending a miracle.
They've actually, Ryan, and that's my fault for getting the stat right, they've yet to score in the first half this season, let alone the first quarter. But McDermott has been in a good run of form, averaging over 5 yards a carry in back-to-back games. He's going to be leaned on heavily to change the tide here. 3rd and 9, 3 minutes left in the first. Bulldogs up 21. Everett motions left to right, takes the snap, rolls right the throw, back to the weak side, fires it to the weak side, and it's incomplete. Central Mountain wants a flag, but that was great coverage by Luke Ryan. The tight end, Jacob Rembold, was the intended target. It'll be a 3-and-out for the Wildcats. And we're seeing, Ryan, some very close coverage by the Bulldog defensive backs. They've been blitzing a lot, and as a result, extra pressure on the secondary, and they've been passing it.
Well, I tell you what, I think Central Mountain is justifiably angry with that one. I think Luke Ryan had the jersey of Rembold. Rembold trying to get out. Looked like Ryan might have got a little bit of the backside of his jersey right in that backplate area, right at the numbers. Central Mountain was upset, and I think they have a reason to be.
On 4th down, punting from the back of the end zone. This one is going to be fielded at the 35 by Pauling. He takes it to the 30, 25, 20, to the 15. Stutter steps inside of the red zone of Central Mountain. And this is the continuous momentum of the Bulldogs as he's wrapped up at the 11. And this is going to be another drive in which Jersey Shore starts inside of the Central Mountain red zone as the Bulldogs already up 21-0 with 2:44 in the first. We'll look for another.
I tell you what, that's bold, Nick, to have your quarterback returning punts, right? I mean, those punt kick returns, that's where oftentimes a lot of players take those big hits. To have your quarterback back there taking it, that is certainly a risk.
Pauling slippery as ever, getting it to the 11 of Central Mountain. 1st and 10, Pauling, handoff Harrod, gets it upfield inside the 10, the 5, touchdown, Jersey Shore. Cash Harrod cashes in for the first time in a long while since coming off with an injury. He is back in the end zone, and the Bulldogs staying in business here. 27-0, the extra point to come, and a big moment you'd have to say for Cash Harrod, who, on my opinion, I could be wrong, I have to think back to the last time. I believe it was against Williamsport before the injury, the last time he found the end zone, as Passetti manages to split the uprights again. He's 4 for 4 on point afters. 2:40 still in the first quarter. Jersey Shore 28, Central Mountain nothing. It's good to see Harrod back in the end zone.
And it's a real feel-good story for Harrod as well. You mentioned he goes out in that game against Williamsport, doesn't play, plays on the defensive side, comebacks last week against Penwood as a running back, but not really able to get anything going. Only 8 attempts for 38 yards in that game against Stratton Prep, rather. Really good to see Harrod back in the end zone. And that kind of is what this game is for Jersey Shore right now. It's a get-back game. It's a feel-good game. You come into this, you're expected to win big. Right now, they are certainly doing so. A real confidence booster so far as they expect to go in to get ready for districts.
We appreciate all of you tuning in, whether it's radio, whether it's on the record online, whether it's streaming on the Bear Country 999 YouTube channel. We thank you for supporting Jersey Shore Athletics on the Bear Country Sports Network. The Bulldogs have been supporting themselves very well. With 2:40 left in the first quarter, they lead 28-0 against Central Mountain. A reminder, we know it's a rivalry. A reminder to keep the comments respectful for all the athletes on the field. A kid's game at the end of the day. As this one, Heverly will field at the 4-yard line. He takes it 5, 10, and wrapped up at the 11, maybe the 12. Heverly might have been able to let that go in the end zone. He didn't want to take the risk, though, as it was just dribbling and it was dying a bit with the grass. He didn't want to take the risk, and as a result, Central Mountain will be pinned inside of their own 15.
And I think that's smart from Heverly not to take the risk because, again, we saw earlier on the kickoff, this field is wet. It's a little bit muddy. So that ball sometimes will just die out of nowhere. A good job there by Heverly. Make sure that you don't give the Jersey Shore anything for free. You just take the ball and you set your offense back, but you don't risk something worse.
Everett then in the gun, 1st and 10 at the 11, takes the snap. Hand off to the tailback, breaks free past the 15. A good gain there from the Central Mountain tailback. Kept the legs churning. I believe that's McDermott to about the 17-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard run. And, you know, you got to give credit to the athletes with the way the season has gone and the way everything has turned into. There are still guys that are playing hard. There are still fans. There's still the band, of course, performing. And you give credit to the effort and you give credit to the performance for everyone involved. On 2nd down and medium, they'll hand off to McDermott. You'll get to about the line of scrimmage, but not much else. That'll set up a 3rd and medium. And it's an important reminder, you know, this is a Central Mountain team that struggled in previous years, and I say this as someone who, of course, is on the Jersey Shore side, literally a paraprofessional at the high school, loves Jersey Shore sports through and through. But at the end of the day, you have to think about the kids that are performing on the field, and down 28-0, less than 2 minutes left, you appreciate the hard effort they're putting in.
And they've gotten better through every game this season. We mentioned it before. They've continued to get better as this season goes on.
90 seconds left in the first quarter, down 28-0. Empty backfield for Everett in the gun. Takes the snap, screen pass far side. Catches made behind the line of scrimmage. Takes it upfield, but will be shy of the line to gain. At about the 15-yard line, they'll say you might have lost a yard there as the receiver. That was Mason Masorti getting his 10th reception of the season. It will not be enough for the first, and Central Mountain will punt. And by the time they get the punt off, there'll still be a minute left in what has been a very long first quarter due to the scores.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey Shore a chance to put up 35 here in the first quarter if they're able to get a one-play touchdown like they did previously. But yeah, for Central Mountain, we mentioned it. They have gotten better every week as the season goes on. They scored their season high 29 a week ago. This is a team that I think the outlook for the future is looking better.
This is a buzzsaw of a team they're playing against here. This one is pooched to the near side and will stop at the 30-yard line. The gunner, Mario Serafini, preventing a pickup return as the Bulldogs will start this drive at the Central Mountain 30-yard line. 45 seconds left in the first quarter. The Bulldogs up 28-0 will have possession once again. They have scored on their first 4 offensive drives of the game. As we continue to be professional up here in the booth and in the press box, Ryan, Jersey Shore looking for another opportunity here, and it looks like they might have a change of personnel on the field. Well, I see a number 11 on the field, but I do not believe that is Zeke Sechrist. Might have been a change of numbers as the quarterback takes the snap. He's got to fire it deep, looking for Ryan in the end zone, and it is no signal. The referee did not make a signal. Flag is down as Ryan came up with the football. That would be an incredible catch if it stands. However, a flag is down. We'll check it.
Well, Nick, you mentioned
it's pass interference, Ryan. I don't want to interrupt. I apologize. Pass interference on the defense. The referee on the near side never made a signal as Ryan nearly had a spectacular catch.
Well, Nick, you mentioned the quarterback. I think that is still Nolan Pauling, but wearing number 11 instead of number 1 now.
Number 11, of course, belongs to Zeke Sechrist, coming into this season, at least on the Jersey Shore roster, who, of course, has been out with an injury all season. We believe that is still Pauling, although we will not speculate until we have confirmation. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass, but with a pass interference, it'll set up a 1st and 10 on the right side 15-yard line with 38 seconds left in the quarter. Quarterback takes the snap, looks to throw, fires it deep. This time to the far side, and it is to the back of the end zone and caught. What a catch and what a throw. Touchdown, Jersey Shore. It is their 5th touchdown of the quarter, and another senior eating. It's Carson Watkins from 15 yards out on a dime of a ball by the quarterback. 34-0 Jersey Shore leads.
I mean, a really good throw there. Just a rainbow of a pass. Watkins running up the field. Just a straight vertical route. Was able to get past the Central Mountain corner and able to find the end zone.
And now a flag is down after the play as the point after is good from Jaden Passetti. The flag actually looked to have come right as the snap was taken. We'll check the referees. But with 32 seconds left, it's 35-0, Jersey Shore leading here early on in this contest.
And on that last touchdown route, he mentioned Carson Watkins just running a straight go route. Looked like he was matched up against Caleb Stitzer, the number 11 for Central Mount, able to just get vertical and get behind him. A really good throw there by the quarterback. Again, we assume it's Nolan Pauling. I think there might have been a little bit of a jersey malfunction, hence why he's wearing the number 11 now. But a really good throw there, put it right on the money. Watkins in the back corner of the end zone, able to drag his feet for the score.
With the score 35-0, the flag came on Central Mountain, a decline penalty, and so the point after is good. It is 35-0 Jersey Shore, 11 and a half minutes into the game. They are continuing to perform at a very high level here against the rival Wildcats.
For Jersey Shore, this is what they needed to do. Sometimes in these games like this where you know what's on the line. You know not only is this a rivalry game, a team that you want to come out and beat, but you also know that districts are on the line. This team knows that they had to come out and win this game if they still want a chance at the number 2 seed and to get another game here at Thompson Street Stadium. Good job here by Jersey Shore. They haven't fallen victim to what would have been a trap game. They have just come out and handled their business.
Especially when you have Athens playing a Sayer team that is winless this season. They're actually going to call a personal foul penalty on Central Mountain. Now, initially the referee waved that it was declined, but Jersey Shore changing that to where they'll accept it on the kickoff. So this is going to be backed up into Central Mountain territory at the 45-yard line with 32 seconds left. The Bulldogs up 35-0. They will kick away to the Wildcats once again. The Wildcats have been pinned inside of their own 15 on the last 2 kickoff attempts. They'll look for something different here as Passetti will send it away. This will most likely be a touchback unless they try to squib it. This will be a line drive kick. This one actually will be returned at the 5-yard line. Returner takes it to the 10. And now a backwards pass, a lateral to the near side of the opposite returner, but the Bulldogs were ready for it. As he gets wrapped out, that was Serafini. It was a lateral attempt like the Music City Miracle from the far side to the near side. But the Bulldogs, staying consistent and staying disciplined, kept their spots. And the Wildcats only getting past their own 15 to about the 19-yard line. That is good discipline by the Bulldogs on special teams.
I tell you what, though, I love the play call there from Central Mountain. Try to get tricky. Try to find your way back in this game. You mentioned a lot like the Music City Miracle, the returner on the far side throwing it to the returner on the near side. Put it right on him, by the way, too.
24 seconds left in the first. Everett in the gun, 3-receiver set. Takes the snap to pass, looks right, runs out of time, and he's going to just hoist it forward. Turner receivers, and there Thompson picks it out of the air and is into the end zone for a touchdown. Luke Thompson high-pointing an interception, and another senior is in the end zone. It's the second interception of the season, his first one since week 1, and Thompson gets a pick 6. 41-0 Bulldogs. And that was the most spectacular of the bunch.
And on that one there, an ill-advised throw from Everett. Everett being dragged to the ground, try to get the throw off, try to keep the play alive. He was looking for the running back, Dalton McDermott. Good job there by Thompson, almost mossing McDermott, kind of put his hands over him to make the catch, able to break a tackle, and then find the end zone.
The cherry on top of a first quarter to remember for Jersey Shore. They lead 42-0. Against Central Mountain with 14 seconds left in the first quarter as Everett had kind of just tried, I think Ryan, on my view, tried to throw it away, looking for an eligible receiver and just kind of threw it downfield. McDermott, I believe, or might have been the tight end in the end, Rembold, who was closest to it, but Thompson high-pointing it out of the air in one of the most spectacular interceptions I think you'll see, nonetheless, from an outside linebacker of all people.
An outside linebacker is also a tight end, so he's no shortage of being able to catch the football. But, I mean, he put his arms over the face of the receiver, able to make the catch, drag it back into his body, immediately break a tackle, and then find his way to the end zone. An incredible individual effort there from Luke Thompson, and one that he's going to remember on his senior night.
Just over 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Jersey Shore 42, Central Mountain nothing. 1 defensive touchdown and 5 offensive touchdowns for the Bulldogs, highlighting this first quarter. This is a squib kick this time. The up man leaves it to the returner on the far side. Bobbles it initially as Heverly fakes the reverse. Now Heverly takes it up the middle, past the 20, 25. He's got space to the 30 and wrapped up at the 36-yard line. That was the best return. And Heverly faking the reverse. And he has to be careful. He wound up pitching it to a Jersey Shore line up man who made the tackle. That's Chase Ellison. Has to be careful there. So Wildcats will have good field position. You'd hate for good field position to be negated by a penalty there. They will not throw a flag, and so the Wildcats will have 1st and 10 at the 38.
A really good return there, though. You mentioned they fake it. They have the other returner come back to the football. Looked like Everett might hand it off to him and let him run to the far side. He instead keeps it, gets up the middle, finds a hole to run through, and gives Central Mountain their best starting field position of the night.
Everett 1st and 10. The tailback is McDermott. 3 receivers say takes the snap. Handoff McDermott, and he'll get maybe to the line of scrimmage. Pushes the pile forward to the 39-yard line, a gain of 1. And that is how the first quarter ends at Thompson Street Stadium in Jersey Shore with an eye-opening first quarter. 42-0 they lead over Central Mountain. You're tuned in to Jersey Shore football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
42 years serving you. All Round Tire, your hometown service and tire sales center. Family owned and operated, All Round Tire features Cooper and many other brands, including Michelin and Firestone. Make us your first choice, not only for passenger, light truck, farm, and ag tires, but also for service, brakes, exhaust, belts, and hoses. We offer the only vulcanized flat repairs in the area. PA State Inspection 2, open weekdays 8 till 5, Saturday till noon. All Round Tire, Cement Hollow Road, Jersey Shore.
1 quarter down, 3 to go here at Thompson Street Stadium through 12 minutes of play. Jersey Shore 42, Central Mountain nothing. The last time the Bulldogs were blown out early on this season, it came against Hollidaysburg. They would turn around and have a 24-point win against Penwood. They had a big defeat last week against Scranton Prep, and they are finding their bounce back in a very big way here at the moment, Ryan.
Yeah, in Jersey Shore, just a good start to this game, but I also wanted to mention to Shore fans who are wondering about the Athens score. Right now, Athens, in the first quarter as well, up 22-0 against Sayer. We will keep track of that as this game goes on, because obviously that is a huge game when it comes to the standings.
No surprise, Sayer, a 1A team, is 0-9 this season. 1st down and 10 for Central Mountain. Motion man to the left side, McDermott. Everett takes the snap. Hit as he throws near side, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted as Reinhardt dove to it. And now, actually, it looks like we have a new quarterback in the game. That is the freshman Alex Johnson. Ryan, a good call for pointing that out.
Yeah, Johnson, his last throw came in their game against Mount Carmel the third week of the season. Does have 7 completions on this year on 14 attempts for 108 yards. Looks like they have a new quarterback coming in to try to get this offense going.
Everett has played a lot of tailback. We wonder if we might see him in that sort of role. Johnson, though, the quarterback, now 7 for 15 after that incompletion. 3rd down and 9. McDermott is the tailback, now to the left side. On the right side, hash 38. Motion man left to right, the far receiver. Johnson takes the snap. Going to try to take it himself on a quarterback power. Gets to the left side. A flag is down as he gets past the 40 to maybe the 41. Shy of the line to gain. Only a gain of 2, but a penalty marker down, and this looks to be in the area of holding. And that will be the case, Ryan.
And Johnson on the season, 10 attempts for 14 yards, so not the most mobile in the world, but they have tried to get him into some space. They try to do it there. A good job by Jersey Shore to get out to the edge and bring him to the ground. And obviously the holding call will just back them up to a 4th down.
6 of his 10 attempts have come against Shikellamy. He only had 6 yards that day. The decline penalty makes it 4th and 8 in the punting unit out on the field with 11.5 minutes left. And they are going to do a running clock here with the decline penalty. So 11.5 minutes and counting. It should be noted. The Bulldogs, of course, up 42-0 with the mercy rule in play come second half. And so back to send it away is Jagger Pardo, who had one high snap. Since then, the long snapper has been able to connect very well with Pardo on the punts. Another good snap by him as Pardo will say, oh, it all comes off of the up man on the punt. And now a Jersey Shore player nearly bobbled it. He dove on top of it at the 35-yard line. The blockers were blocked backwards towards Pardo. It goes off of the shoulder pad of one of the blockers. And then the Bulldogs nearly turned it over as Talon Lope tried to go for it, tried to pick it up, and wound up bobbling it. He did dive on top of it, and the Bulldogs will have possession at the Central Mountain 35-yard line with 11 minutes to go in the first half.
And just an unfortunate miscue there from Central Mountain. It looked like the punter, Pardo, when he got the snap, tried to get it away, and you mentioned it, looked like it went off the back of one of his own players, the back of a white jersey. That blocks the punt, then Jersey Shore able to fall on it. There's a flag pre-snap here.
Usually that's because of 12 men, isn't it, when you have a flag pre-snap in that? No, it's a sideline warning, actually. A sideline warning that's going to come against Central Mountain, and this, for the Wildcats, has been an evening to forget. And you don't want this to become a lack of discipline issue now if you're the Wildcats, and you do not want this game to get uglier than the scoreline shows here.
Well, for Central Mountain now, what this game becomes is you just want to try to find some underclassmen and maybe make a statement and use this as positive momentum going into next season.
Quarterback under center, pitches it left side to Sechrist, has lead blockers, gets to the 30, outside the numbers 25, first down, takes an awkward landing at the 16-yard line. Cole Corman wrapping him up, and now a late flag comes in. That would have been about a 19-yard dash, maybe a 14-yard dash, pardon me, by Sechrist on the pitch. But a flag comes in late, and now we'll have to see about this one, Ryan.
Looked like there might be multiple flags coming in as well. I think I saw one from the far side referee.
It's a personal foul penalty. It comes against the offense and on the defense. So dual personal foul penalties that I believe came after the play. And the key is after the play, Ryan, because if it's after the play, Sechrist's 14-yard run counts, and it does, to the 21-yard line, a first down and 10. And a fresh set of downs here for the Bulldogs.
It looked like when the defender dragged Sechrist to the ground, Sechrist took exception to it, and some Central Mountain player did as well.
Quarterback under center, Sechrist, the tailback, a flanker right side. Watkins motions left to right. It's another pitch outside to Sechrist, trying to take it outside of the number. Stutter steps past the defender, takes it upfield inside of the 20 and to about the 17-yard line. They've been allowing Sechrist to cook here a bit.
And Jersey Shore just continuing to run the football. We've seen, by my count, 2 pass attempts in this game, both of them going for touchdowns. But Jersey Shore, what bakes the bread for this team is running the football, and right now they're doing so to great success.
Pauling is confirmed the quarterback. Thank you to Sean Hill for clarifying. Under center, motion left to right, takes the snap. Weak side handoff to Harry, nearly had a space inside of the 15. That looked like a touchdown on my view. The Wildcats able to recover, but not enough, as Herrick got the first down to the 11-yard line, a 6-yard gain. And actually, that's actually going to mark him short. I apologize there. They needed the 10 for the first, so it'll be a 3rd down and 1. And I can't recall the last time the Bulldogs had a 3rd down, Ryan, I have to admit.
I think by my count, this is their first 3rd down attempt of the game.
Pauling will pitch it to Sechrist on the outside, 3rd down. He's got blockers, got the first down, and runs over to the 5 and wrapped up at the 3-yard line. An open field tackle by Gavin Heverly, preventing a touchdown, but it'll be goal to go for the Bulldogs.
And a good, powerful run there from Sechrist, and that's what they're doing. We mentioned coming into the game, 1,017 yards on the season. He's looking to get over 1,100, and right now he is well on pace. Might even be on pace for 1,200 yards in his final season.
He just might. His brother, of course, Tate Sechrist, my apologies, with 1,300 rushing yards in a single season. As now we're going to see both Sechrist come off of the field, the referees calling for a change. We'll see who comes into his stead as a result. As Carter Reinhart will come into the game for Sechrist. Harrett is still a tailback that is in the game. Jersey Shore with a bit of miscommunication here, trying to see the change with Sechrist. Not expected to come out, but does. 15 seconds, Pauling in the gun to snap. They'll hand it off to Harrod. Gets it upfield, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jersey Shore. It is the 6th rushing touchdown, or rather the 6th offensive touchdown of the day. The 5th on the ground. Cash Harrod has his 2nd, and it's 48-0 Bulldogs with just over 9 minutes to go in the first half.
And another one there, another just power run right up the middle of the field. Harrod had an open lane to go. A good job by the Shore offensive line making space, and Agent Zero does the rest.
As Jaden Passetti continues his streak of point-after attempts, well, the nickname is Sonic and Knuckles. Both Sechrist and Cash Harrod, they returned in the backfield together for the first time since the injury to Harrod against Scranton Prep, but this has been a day, Ryan, where they have both shined. 4 rushing touchdowns combined for Sonic and Knuckles in the backfield. That is the 2nd from Harrod.
And those two, it's just power runs up the middle, like I mentioned. That's all that this team wants to do. They want to run the football. They want to wear you out and wear you down. And right now, give a lot of credit to this Jersey Shore offensive line. They are making space to go, especially the senior left side of the line, Taylon Lope, Braylon Swales, and Mason Larson as well. Those three seniors making a lot of room to run. The left side is where Jersey Shore oftentimes likes to run the football. They like to run towards that senior side. And right now, it is working to great success.
Jersey Shore now eclipsing their average points per game by 10 points. They average 38 points a game this season. They're at 49, not 15 minutes into the contest. If we were here tomorrow, Ryan, for college football, Lock Haven against Shippensburg, we would still be in the first quarter with 19 seconds left. Passetti will send it away on the left side, hash 40. Due back deep to return. That is the Serafini-Heverly combo that has pulled out a couple tricks so far. Heverly will return it at the 15. He takes it 20 outside the numbers 25, bit of space to the 30 and upended, attempting the hurdle to about the 32-yard line. Another good return for the Wildcats on the special teams. Shrugging off what was pretty hard contact was Ace Willits, who helped make the stop.
Yeah, Willits dived low, tried to bring him to the ground. The returner tried to jump over him, but it looks like Willits kind of clipped his ankle or clipped his heel as he went up, kind of flipped him over. Good to see, though, that the returner was all right. And again, it's number 15 out for Central Mountain.
Alex Johnson, the quarterback, McDermott, the tailback, a two-receiver set. Flanker left side is Rembold. 1st and 10, right side, hash 32, just over 9 minutes left in the half. Tight end motions left to right. They'll take the snap. Hand off. McDermott takes it upfield to the 35, spins away, and will get wrapped up at maybe the 36 or the 35-yard line marker. Harrett and Sechrist bringing him down. A gain of 3 for McDermott, who continues to run hard.
Yeah, they're just trying to get that run to the outside, try to spring him loose, but Jersey Shore doing a good job. I mean, they are just sending the pressure, daring Central Mountain to try to throw it deeper down the field. The Wildcats opting not to. But McDermott just nowhere to go.
Bulldogs up 49-0. Central Mountain in possession. 2nd and 7 at their own 35. Motion left to right. They'll take the snap. Another handoff to McDermott. Bouncing off of a blocker. Cuts forward and only gets back to about the line of scrimmage there as the linebacking core got there first. Good sportsmanship, as it was actually the defensive lineman that managed to make the tackle. Braden Swales, the senior.
And Swales blew that play up. He's lined up over the nose guard, or over the center rather, as the nose tackle. Able to apply pressure, push 2 Central Mountain Wildcats back into McDermott, and was able to bring him to the ground.
All the starters for Jersey Shore still on the field, up 49-0 here in the first half. Looks like they're sending the house on Johnson, the quarterback. They take the snap. The house is coming. He rolls out to his left. He's going backwards to inside the 20, and down he goes. That's a big loss. Johnson, the freshman, trying to make something happen with his legs. He curtailed it to the far side. And Luke Thompson, who has a pick 6 already today, making the sack on what is a monumentous loss on 3rd and long. The freshman trying to make something happen. And it turns into a loss of about 15 yards to their own 20. A 4th down and long. The punting unit comes on.
And there for Jersey Shore, they send everything but the kitchen sink. All the linebackers, Luke Thompson, Bo Seekers, Cash Harrod, and Chase Ellison, all came on the blitz. It was almost a cover 0 as they tried to get back to the quarterback in a hurry, and they succeeded. Johnson there, nowhere to go, tried to run backward and make space. There was nowhere to go, and Luke Thompson drug him to the ground.
Punt from Perdot. This one a line driver. This one will go end over end, takes a Central Mountain bounce, will be fielded at midfield. He's got space to the left side, is Pauling inside of the 40, will go out of bounds at about the 41-yard line of Central Mountain. Escorting him out was Jacob Rembold. And the Bulldog offense will come back onto the field up 49-0 and just over 7 minutes left. And they are keeping their first stringers on here in the first half.
And a smart play there from Nolan Pauling, not take the hit and just go out of bounds. But I wouldn't say I'm exactly surprised to see Jersey Shore keep the starters out. We've seen them do this in that game against Williamsport. Obviously, Williamsport came back and made it much closer of a game in that one. So Jersey Shore understandably kept the starters out. But it's a Bulldogs team that you're going to see their starters no matter the score.
4 receivers set, 2 either side. 1st and 10, left side 21. Pauling in the 41. Pauling takes the snap, throws it to the right side. Catch is made on the reception by Ryan and gets wrapped up for a loss right at the line of scrimmage. A great open field tackle by the Wildcat defensive back Heverly. Bit of a violent one as Ryan wasn't able to get any. They'll call it no gain, in fact, so 2nd down and 10.
How about that tackle from Heverly coming into the game, 38 tackles on the year. A really good job there in open space against a really shifty receiver in Ryan. A good job by Heverly to bring him to the ground.
Second down, faking the throw, handoff, Seacrest up the middle. He gets past the line of scrimmage, inside of the 35, outside the numbers, and wrapped up inside of the 30 to the 20. And I did see something get thrown on the field that looks like a flag that came late. If it's on the tackle, Seacrest, good to see him, by the way, back on the field, might have just added 15 more on an illegal tackle, but we'll have to see it according to the referee. It is a penalty. It is on the defense, and this looks to be in the area of a face mask. So in addition to the first down, they'll tack on some more yards. Is it a 5-yard or a 15-yard face mask? They'll call it a 5er.
Yeah, on that one there, I think it was kind of incidental as Seacrest getting drugged to the ground. A Central Mountain defender got his hands near that face area, and they get a free 5 yards.
First down and 10 inside of the 25. They now hand it off to Seacrest, gets it upfield, and we'll get wrapped up right outside of the red zone. Some heavy contact and maybe some extracurriculars as Tressler made the stop. That'll set up a second down and called about 7 after a 3-yard scamper from the senior.
That's the most impressive thing to me about Bo Seacrest is he just refused to go to the ground. Even after the whistle, Central Mountain trying to drag him down, and it took 4 or 5 Wildcats to bring Seacrest to the ground. There is such power in number 5's legs. It makes him really hard to tackle.
Second down, we'll call it 6 to the 19-yard line of Central Mountain. Pauling in the gun, takes a snap, looks left side. Catch is made Watkins, or rather, he looked like he dropped it. It's incomplete. Watkins unable to haul it in. Serafini was closing in on Watkins. The help defender for Central Mountain was the number 56, Tanner McCall. Brings up a third down and medium.
And that throw was just a little bit high. Watkins had to come back and try to make a jumping catch, and when he did, ball kind of just slipped through his hands, hit the ground. I think Watkins thought for a second they might have called it a fumble, and that's why he picked it up and tried to run with it. But the refs I think, correctly deemed that it was just an incomplete pass.
3rd and 6, trips left, 1 right, Pauling in the gun, option play, breaks through a tackle, now pitches it to the outside, and he's got space. Seacrest inside of the 20, the 15-yard line. That is right at the line of gain. It'll have to depend on the spot. On my view, it looked like he might have just gotten enough. It was a great individual effort by Pauling to break a tackle before pitching it to Seacrest. That closed out the edge, but it's going to still mark him short of the line to gain to the 14. It'll be a 4th down and 1, up 49-0. The offense stays on the field. 2 receivers either side. Pauling in the gun. Hands it off Seacrest. He's got the first down and has space. Stiff arms a man to the 10. Outside the numbers of the 5 and to the end zone. He lunges for the end zone and he's got it. Touchdown, Jersey Shore. It was Bo Seacrest that got forward to the end zone, took awkward contact as he went to the goal line, and the Bulldogs have put 50 past the Wildcats here in the first half. 5 minutes left. It is Jersey Shore up 55-0 against the Wildcats. A hat trick of touchdowns for Seacrest, who nearly got injured on the play.
Yeah, that one there, he kind of went to the outside, trying to get right to the pylon. A Central Mountain defender hit him right as he crossed the goal line. Certainly was not a late hit by any means. He hit him right as he was going to cross. It was a good, clean hit. Seacrest kind of fell forward into the end zone for the score.
56-0 Jersey Shore with 5 minutes to play in the first half. The Bulldogs went for it up 49-0, and Seacrest wound up turning it into a touchdown. 5 rushing touchdowns now for the Bulldogs, 3 for Seacrest, 2 for Harrod. Pauling has a throwing touchdown to Reinhart and Watkins, so that's 2 throwing touchdowns, and a pick 6 by Luke Thompson has the scoreline 56-0. The Bulldogs are perfect on extra points with Jaden Passetti.
And I'm a little bit surprised to see Jersey Shore go for it on that 4th down. I was wondering if they maybe try to trot Passetti out there, see where his range is, maybe going into playoffs, get him a little more comfortable here kicking. He does have yet to make a field goal this season. Thought they might try to give him a chance at one there, but they ought to go for it on 4th down, and Bo Seacrest does the rest.
5 minutes left to play in the first half of action. Senior day here at Thompson Street Stadium, and the seniors are showing out as the Bulldogs lead 56-0 in the first half. Passetti will pooch this one away. Takes a hopper at the 20, a second at the 15, return at the 15, taken to the 20, 25, upended to defender there. Oh, heavy contact. You heard it there from Luke Thompson. He has to be careful as it was helmet-to-helmet contact. A trip up after the fact. You do not want this to get messy here late as Gavin Heverly made the stop. And I wonder if Luke Thompson was getting a little bit of a get-back as his fellow senior Bo Seacrest took a shot right as he was going into the goal line. That looked helmet-to-helmet. The referees didn't call it, and the Wildcats will have first first and 10.
Well, I think the reason they don't call it there is Thompson. It was kind of face mask to face mask almost. He hits him square up. So it's a clean hit. He didn't lower his head at all. That's where you would get in the area of unnecessary roughness, but still a hit you'd prefer not to see at this point.
First and 10, right side 19. They go Wildcat formation. McDermott will be a direct snap to Heverly on the left side. Breaks a tackle in the backfield, gets to the 35, has the first down past the 40, and wrapped up at the 42-yard line. A 13-yard gain for Gavin Heverly in what is just his second carry of the season. His first one went for 15 yards. His second went for 13 yards.
Yeah, it seems Central Mountains found something with Heverly. He got one carry last week against Troy, gets another one here, and a really impressive run.
The Wildcat paying dividends maybe. McDermott, direct snap on first and 10. Gets past the 45-yard line. This is going to be another good gain of about 6, maybe 7. That is where the forward progress will mark McDermott down. Aiden Patz wrapping him up. That'll set up a second down and medium, a 6-yard gain, the call.
Central Mountain, a good job here on the first 2 plays, moving the football.
Trying to give credit to the Wildcat team for not giving up Jersey Shore a complete game so far. McDermott on 2nd and 4. Takes a direct snap. Now he's actually going to fake it. He throws it deep. One-on-one coverage, and it is incomplete. Nearly intercepted on the far side. It was the receiver turning into a defensive back as Serafini had to bat the ball away, or else it would have been picked off on the far side by Carson Watkins, who's always good for an interception.
And how about Central Mountain? I mean, just emptying the bag of tricks right now. We've seen it all. A bunch of Wildcat, some trickery on the kickoff return there. A fake handoff with the running back as he throws the ball down the field.
On 3rd down, they'll now hand it off. Quarterback in the game, gets past the line of scrimmage to midfield and will be short. Kyle Everett now in at quarterback. They handed it off to the tailback, McDermott. He managed to pick up 3. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2 as Thompson brought him down short of the line to gain. If you're the Wildcats, you might as well go for it, and they will. 4th down and 2 at the midfield line, left side hash. Everett takes a quarterback keeper, and he's got the first down. Tries to bounce to the outside, but forward progress gives him the first to the 46. A gain of 4 on the play as Luke Ryan wrapped him up. Aiden Patz also in support, but on a play where they needed 2, they wound up getting about 4 on the play.
And a good run there from Everett. Everett on the season averaging 4.5 yards per carry on 56 attempts. A good run there up the middle, just a quarterback power. Central Mountain finds the first down.
Just over 3 minutes left in the first half. Bulldogs up 56-0. The Wildcats 1st and 10. Everett the throw. Looks to the right side, and it's incomplete. Well, he had a man with a little bit of separation there. Mason Masorti ran a good route. Reinhardt in coverage as the throw was wide of the receiver. 2nd down.
For Central Mountain, I'm interested to see if they're going to try to get Everett a little more running the football. It seems to where they've had a lot of success as these runs up the middle. A really good job by the interior of the Central Mountain offensive line to make space. Wonder if we see them try to do a little bit more of that. 2nd
and 10, Everett. Delayed handoff up the middle. McDermott, he breaks free inside of the 40 and has the first down to the 35 and to about the 33-yard line. The secondary defensive line is in for the Bulldogs as Hunter Eck, the sophomore, made the tackle.
Good job there by the Central Mountain offensive line. Again, to make space. They call it delayed handoff. They fake the pass. Late handoff to McDermott. A good job and good field vision by number 24 to find space and find a first down.
Hunter Eck, Jacob G, and Ace Willits on the defensive line for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 at the 32. It's Everett, quarterback keeper to the weak side. He's got space inside the 30, 25-20 to the 15 and wrapped up at the 12-yard line. Big gain there for the quarterback, Kyle Everett. We mentioned he averages a lot of yards a carry. That time on the option play, he took it himself and took it inside of the Jersey Shore red zone. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half, and the Wildcats are trying to break the goose egg down 56-0.
And when the Wildcats get Everett out in space, he is a fast quarterback. He's able to make a few guys miss and pick up yards after he gets to that second level. A good run there.
1st and 10 at the 12. Everett takes it himself inside of the 10-yard line. There'll be another productive gain all the way to about the 5. A gain of 7 to set up a 2nd and short.
And another run there. Just have Everett on that quarterback power. Have him run right up the middle. Try to find space through the offensive line. Able to kind of wiggle his way through and find a little bit of extra yardage after contact. Another good run there by number 9.
2nd down and 3 at the 5. They'll hand it off. McDermott gets the line of scrimmage. The pile pushing inside of the 5. Looks like he might have the first down as they'll mark him short of the goal line to the 2. A 4-yard gain on 2nd and 3. That should be enough for the first.
And it looks like, they will adjust it. So it's 1st and goal now from the 2-yard line. Central Mountain, the runs up the middle, been the way they've moved the football here.
And now Everett on 1st and goal. Handoff McDermott, lunging end zone. Touchdown, Central Mountain. Dalton McDermott completing the long drive. It's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and Central Mountain is on the board. They trail 56-6 against Jersey Shore with 1:18 to go in the first half.
And I think, Nick, if I'm not mistaken, the first time this season they have been able to score in the first half.
That
so
is
really
the first touchdown in the first half for Central Mountain this season.
And some good fight there shown by the Wildcats. Again, you're down 56-0 early. A lot of teams would just lay down, but there was a lot of pride with this Central Mountain group, and you're seeing it here. They are continuing to battle and fight and try to claw their way back into this game.
Micah Carson, point after, no good. And so with 1:18 left in the first half, Central Mountain 6, Jersey Shore 56. The Bulldogs putting their backup defensive line and I think back up everything but the secondary in the game on that drive, and the Wildcats, with their starter still on, took advantage, took it nearly the length of the field and into the end zone.
I'm interested to see for Jersey Shore, what does this offense come out and look like? We saw in the last drive, they still had the starters in. We've not seen them bring in a lot of backups this season on the offensive side, but do we see an early appearance from number 12, the backup quarterback, Hayden Kelly? Do we see some more Cash Harrod snaps and a little bit less of Bo Sechrist in this game? These will be things to watch on this next offensive drive for Jersey Shore.
We'll have to see what happens here. The Bulldogs, of course, leading by 50 points. The result of the game pretty much out of order here and already in the books. With 1:18 left to go in the first half, we'll see after putting the backups in on the defensive side of the ball what they choose to do on the offensive side of the ball. They do have 3 timeouts and 1:18 left in the first half, and there is no sign of them putting their foot off of the gas pedal. This is a line drive or kick. Bounces once, twice, and then picked up at the 10. He takes a 15, 20, up the middle, 25, over to the 30. It's Nolan Pauling outside to the 35-yard line and will go out of bounds shy of the 40 to about the 37. Nolan Pauling, really good returner to his game.
And again, just a little bit surprised to see Pauling. I mean, your star quarterback, the guy that you were going to need for districts. Statistics show players most likely to get hurt on those kick and punt returns. I'm surprised to see him back there.
The first team offense is on the field for Jersey Shore with 1:08 left in the first half. Jersey Shore up 56-6. They'll start the drive on the right side hash, 37, 1st and 10. Pauling in the gun, 2 receivers left, and now a receiver to the right side. Bo Sechrist is now a late change. Sechrist is going to come off the field. The referees, maybe because of blood or some sort, taking him off. Chase Ellison is on. The tailback, Chase Ellison, is in the game on 1st and 10 to start this drive. Pauling in the gun. Claps his hands, takes the snap, fakes the throw, hands it off Ellison, and he's free to the 40, across midfield, gets upfield to the 45, and wrapped up in Central Mountain territory to the 43. Chase Ellison right off of the bench, contributing as Alex Johnson, another freshman, is able to wrap him up.
And good job there from Ellison. I mean, you have cold legs coming off the bench for the first time this game. Doesn't need a warm-up carry, though. He got his warm-ups pre-game and explodes for a big carry there.
Jersey Shore going hurry up with 50 seconds in the half. Pauling options it to Ellison. Stutter steps, takes it upfield, gets inside of the 40, and wrapped up at the 37-yard line. Good open field blocking on the right side by Luke Thompson, the tight end. The clock's still running, and Jersey Shore looking like they're hurrying up as well. A 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4, 30 seconds left. They're not taking timeouts, but they are hurrying up.
Kind of seems like they might just try to take a shot at the end zone here.
Pauling in the gun, fakes the throw, handed off Ellison, upfield, inside the 35, and maybe just shy of the line to gain to the 34-yard line. There's 15 seconds left in the half. It'll be 3rd down and 1. And that, 10 seconds left. They'll try to get at least one more playoff here. On 3rd down and 1, it's actually, in fact, Pauling motioning Ellison to his left, 1 second left, and they won't get the playoff, and that is how the first half of action ends. And my goodness, what a half to remember. The Bulldogs put 56 past Central Mountain in the first half and lead by 50 going into the break. That is as complete a performance for Jersey Shore as we've seen this season.
Yeah, and just a good job there, again, doing how they're playing this game how they want to. Sometimes you'll see teams in games like this change their offense, maybe try to get a little bit cute, try to get some trick plays in there, empty the playbook a bit against a rival. Jersey Shore, though, as buttoned up and professional as they can be, they're running their offense how they always run it. run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and they are just dominating up front. You give a lot of credit to this Bulldogs offensive line. It is the reason why they have the lead that they do, and they just took a vice grip on this game early on and are not letting go.
Halftime at Thompson Street Stadium, Jersey Shore 56, Central Mountain 6. You're tuned in to Jersey Shore football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Now's the time to reserve space for your pup at Sweet Dreams Pet Resort on Sunrise Lane in Mill Hall for this fall and winter. Individual indoor suites for your best friend featuring raised dog beds, grooming on site, air conditioning, radiant heat, and an outdoor playground. Take advantage of weekday doggy daycare, 570-377-0340. Fully licensed and insured, fully staffed with on-site security at all times. Online at sweetdreamspetresort.com and on Facebook. Sweet Dreams Pet Resort, where we treat your dog like family.
It seems like there's an automotive parts store on every corner, and they all probably have the part or product you need. But do they know what you need? And do they know they have it? For automotive parts and knowledge, come to the automotive parts store that has automotive experience, Napa Auto Parts. The staff at Napa Auto Parts has the experience to answer your questions and make sure you get what you need. Napa Auto Parts, Hogan Boulevard, Mill Hall, and Bridge Street, Jersey Shore. Napa Auto Parts, Central PA's trusted source for automotive parts and knowledge for generations.
A proud supporter of the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, TLC Fuels is a family-owned local business. Established in 1998, TLC Fuels serves residential, farm, and commercial customers from their Jersey Shore location just off of Route 220 at the Pine Creek exit. From fuel oil to diesel fuel and gasoline, TLC Fuels has thrived on a consistent dedication to you and your family. Call 570-753-5722 today.
Think about the last time you thanked yourself for something. Maybe it was that me time you took last Tuesday, or finally learning Italian. Want to do something you'll really thank yourself for later? Start creating a plan for your financial goals today. State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt is here in Jersey Shore to help you build a plan that will set you up for success. The earlier you start planning your goals, the better off you'll be. Call State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt today, 570-865-5191. Then, thank yourself later. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
B.A. Meixel for local residential and commercial electrical contracting. With over 15 years serving central Pennsylvania, B.A. Meixel has built up relationships with hundreds of home and business owners in Jersey Shore and beyond. Trust B.A. Meixel's trained electricians for all of your needs. Take advantage of their industry-leading guarantees. Call 570-398-7837 today to find out more. B.A. Meixel Electric, proud supporter of Jersey Shore sports.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
Welcome, Creek Unique Candles and More and Tightrope Films to Lock Haven. Located at 20 Bellefonte Avenue, featuring handmade candles plus everything from dog treats to 3D printed vases, all handmade products. And Tightrope Films, where Thomas Fleming looks to give your wedding or other special event a special look. Content for clients at an affordable price. Visit today. Creek Unique Candles and More and Tightrope Films, open 10 till 6 Monday through Saturday. 570-244-6882. Find them on Facebook.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise. But Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your local Erie agent is Brigandy, Gleghorn, and Hafley. Get a quote today.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Always supporting the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, it's the Twilight Diner in Loganton, open 7 days and featuring a full menu, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and daily specials. So good, people ask for their food by name, and they bring that great taste on the road with the Twilight Diner on wheels. And now at this area's newest venue for weddings, reunions, and gatherings, Miller's Barn in Tylersville. Hold your next event in the middle of Amish country. Twilight Diner, 603 North Mill Street, Loganton. 570-725-3911 for takeout.
Fred Ham Disposal has proudly served the community with residential and commercial trash removal for the last 55 years. They're a family-owned company that cares about the environment and their customers, providing extensive trash removal and recycling options. Their fleet of trucks provide reliable pickup service, and they give you a chance to pay your bill online. Fred Ham Disposal, here for you. Call 570-398-1814
Get ready to hit the road with these great trips through Susquehanna Trailways. Shop early November 11th at the King of Prussia Malls. Spend November 18th at Windy Creek Resort Casino. The 27th, the Duncan Thanksgiving Day Parade. November 28th, Cozier's Christmas Village. Call Susquehanna Trailways 570-322-5361 weekdays between 8 and 4. Check the Susquehanna Trailways Facebook page and website for more information. Hit the road with Susquehanna Trailways.
Bear Country 99.9 FM.
Reliable. That word sums up Hollick's Colon Oil in Jersey Shore. Stocked and ready to go for fall and winter, Hollick's is a phone call away, 570-398-1190. A fixture in the community for the last 75 years. Hollick's Colon Oil will fill you up shortly after you call. Hollick's Colon Oil, 248 Locust Street in Jersey Shore. Hollick's Colon Oil, 570-398-1190.
Fall is calling and adventure awaits. This is Graham at C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV, and we're rolling out unbeatable deals as the season turns. Save thousands and choose from top brands like Forest River, Winnebago, KZ, and Intech RV in a great selection of floor plans. At C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV, we believe in transparent pricing, no pressure sales, and absolutely no hidden fees. Visit us in the Pine Creek Valley or online at chwaltzoutdoor.com. Adventure awaits at C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV.
Life moves pretty fast, and so does technology. So we should be proud that after over 40 years, Reese's Print Shop in Lock Haven still provides excellent work for everyone in Bear Country. So many other print shops have closed their doors, but Randy Reese still offers digital and offset printing at competitive prices, and they're fast. Reese's Print Shop, 7 East Main Street, Lock Haven. Stop in, email Randy at Reese'sPrintShop.com or call 570-748-6528. Reese's Print Shop. See what we can do for you or your company.
New home, big dreams, real life plans. You're saving, you're doing the best you can. You need a friend and a helping hand. Journey Bank, Journey Bank.
Since 1925, Erie Insurance has been providing protection. Auto, home, life, business, and flood insurance. Annuities, too. Get a great price and the service you expect from your local Erie agent, Fager Insurance Agency in Lock Haven. Serving the area for the last 57 years. Find out why over 90% of Erie Insurance customers renew year after year. Call 570-748-3570 to get a free quote. Fager Insurance Agency, 511 East Church Street, Lock Haven.
Cutting Edge Country, WQBR, The Bear.
Halftime here at Thompson Street Stadium, and it is a one-sided affair through the first 24. It is Jersey Shore 56, and it is Central Mountain 6. Once again, alongside Tom Fleming and Ryan States, I'm Nicolas Severini. We are live here from Thompson Street Stadium. We have some eye-opening scores on the out-of-town scoreboard, but before we do that, Ryan, let's talk about the scores here. And I'd hate to, maybe I need to give you a cough drop or a warning next time, but let's go through the scoring plays from this game because it has been a hectic one, it has been a one-sided one, and it has favored the Bulldogs here this evening.
And there are a lot to go through. We'll start it off. Bo Sechrist, a pair of 1-yard rushing touchdowns. His first coming with 10 minutes in the first quarter, and then his second with 7 minutes in the first quarter. Then Carter Reinhardt, an 84-yard touchdown catch and run to put the Jersey Shore up 21-0. Cash Harrod make it 28-0 as his 11-yard touchdown run with a little under 3 minutes left in the first quarter made it 28-0. Then 35 as Carson Watkins, a 15-yard touchdown catch. 32 seconds left in the first quarter made it 35-0 Bulldogs lead. Luke Thompson, an incredible individual effort for the pick six, a 20-yard score to make it 42-0 as the first quarter came to a close. Then Cash Harrod, his second of the game on a 3-yard rushing score. Bo Sechrist got his third of the game with a 16-yard touchdown run to give them 56-0. And then for Central Mountain, a late score at the end of the half as his running back Dalton McDermott on a 2-yard touchdown run to make the score where it stands now at 56-6.
Just an incredible first half. I can't recall, I've done high school football. I did a year out in West Virginia. I did a year in District 11, Eastern Pennsylvania. I also did a year out with Montoursville, of course, including against Central Mountain, and I've never seen 56 first quarter points. I can recall the closest I remember was Clay Battelle football. Shout out to West Virginia Class A football. But, hey, it's week 10. It's the end of the season. This is where we're going to. West Virginia High A football, they were taking on the Massanutten Military Academy, MMA. They had 16 listed players on the roster. 3 of them were suspended for the game for breaking curfew. The 3 players was their starting quarterback, starting receiver, starting running back. It was a game that lasted, and I'm not kidding you, Ryan, when I say this. The game started at 7, and we were in the car leaving at 8 o'clock because it was – they allowed a shorter second half. It was a whole thing, but it was 49-0. But 56-6 in one half is something I have not seen.
And for Jersey Shore, they still have a way to go if they want to break their season high. Obviously, that 67-point performance against Williamsport is a score that they're going to try to beat.
And I guess we should get right into it, right, with our out-of-town scoreboard. What's going on over at Shamokin?
Well, we have a pending upset. Shamokin at home right now, losing to Mount Carmel, the Red Tornadoes, up 14-7 over the Shamokin Indians. Shamokin undefeated on the season. Their quarterback, a 3-star commit to Penn State, or at least was committed to Penn State with some coaching changes there. We'll see how that sticks, but that is certainly one to be on upset alert. Then we go to Southern Columbia taking on Shikellamy. Shikellamy right now holding the 4 seed in the district playoff race. They are losing to Central Columbia 28-21.
Southern Columbia, of course.
Or Southern Columbia, rather. Yeah, the Tigers of Southern Columbia leading right now. Warrior Run, the defenders, up 21-3 over the Milton Black Panthers. Danville, the Ironmen, up 14-0 on the road against Selinsgrove. Then the score to watch for Jersey Shore fans. Athens right now up 43-0 over Sayre. Sayre, the 1A school that the Athens Wildcats are taking on. If both scores hold, we'll wait to see how the district plays out. Hughesville, 24-6 over the Muncie Indians. Lewisburg, the Green Dragons on the road taking on Mifflinburg. Right now, the Wildcats in control, 20-0. The Montoursville Warriors, a really good start there over Loyalsock Township. That had a big rivalry game in its own right. Montoursville up 31-7. Columbia Montour taking on the Bucktail Bucks. No score as of right now. Same goes for Holy Redeemer against Midwest. Williamsport and Wilkes-Barre, those are 3 games that we have yet to have reported scores. Bloomsburg right now up 39-0 over Central Columbia. Looks like we have some soccer scores leaking in here as well, so why not? We'll give a shout-out to Hollidaysburg getting an overtime 2-1 win against Central Mountain.
It's that time of the year, isn't it, Ryan, where you get some of the soccer scores into the score stream. But when we return, we'll have our keys to the second half and second half kickoff with Ryan States on play-by-play. You're tuned in to Jersey Shore football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Charles Construction is a full-service site development contractor performing all phases of residential and commercial work. Excavation, foundations, sewer, water, and underground utility installation. Paving, too, also working with the natural gas industry. Community-oriented, Charles Construction supports the Jersey Shore Bulldogs. Call today, 570-753-3595, located in Avis at 858 East Central Avenue. Charles Construction, serving the community for the last 54 years.
You owe it to yourself to come into Kleiny's Home Furnishings, Route 150 between Woolwich and Avis, and find out for yourself why generations of happy customers keep coming back, keep coming home to Kleiny's. Quality, value, service, selection.
And Kleiny's offers free delivery and 6 months same as cash.
Right. That's why it keeps our family coming back, coming home to Kleiny's. Online at Kleiny'sFurniture.com.
From mowing to harvesting and taking care of snow, Donner Equipment just south of Mill Hall on Route 64 has what you need to get it done. Want to keep your home warm and cozy? Check out the Crown Royal Outdoor Furnaces. If you're cutting your own firewood, Donner Equipment is your steel dealer. Donner Equipment for Kubota, Honda Power Sports, Suzuki, Land Pride, steel, trailers, and accessories. See it all now at Donner Equipment, just south of Mill Hall on Route 64. Visit us online at DonnerEquipment.com.
Hey, it's Giveaway Jade from Alexander Kia, 933 Broad Street, Montoursville. August was a great new car month. We exceeded Kia's objective. which is great news. But now I have over 100 pre-owned vehicles in stock, serviced and ready for immediate delivery. Rates are coming down, banks are getting aggressive and approving loans like never before. Alexander Kia, 933 Broad Street, Montoursville, at alexanderkia.com. And remember, we're taking the deals the other guys won't.
Looking for a great time in Avis? Head to Mother Carol's Midtown Bar, the friendliest place in town. Grab a cold beer or malt beverage, soak in the good vibes, and meet the amazing bartenders and friendly crowd. Challenge your friends to PA skill games or shoot some pool. And yes, smoking is permitted. Family owned for 49 years, you'll find us at 111 West Central Avenue in Avis. Open 3 to 10 Mondays, 11 to 10 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and 11 to 11 Fridays and Saturdays.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
Now's the time to reserve space for your pup at Sweet Dreams Pet Resort on Sunrise Lane in Mill Hall for this fall and winter. Individual indoor suites for your best friend featuring raised dog beds, grooming on site, air conditioning, radiant heat, and an outdoor playground. Take advantage of weekday doggy daycare, 570-377-0340. Fully licensed and insured, fully staffed with on-site security at all times. Online at sweetdreamspetresort.com and on Facebook. Sweet Dreams Pet Resort, where we treat your dog like family.
It seems like there's an automotive parts store on every corner, and they all probably have the part or product you need. But do they know what you need? And do they know they have it? For automotive parts and knowledge, come to the automotive parts store that has automotive experience, Napa Auto Parts. The staff at Napa Auto Parts has the experience to answer your questions and make sure you get what you need. Napa Auto Parts, Hogan Boulevard, Mill Hall, and Bridge Street, Jersey Shore. Napa Auto Parts, Central PA's trusted source for automotive parts and knowledge for generations.
A proud supporter of the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, TLC Fuels is a family-owned local business. Established in 1998, TLC Fuels serves residential, farm, and commercial customers from their Jersey Shore location just off of Route 220 at the Pine Creek exit. From fuel oil to diesel fuel and gasoline, TLC Fuels has thrived on a consistent dedication to you and your family. Call 570-753-5722 today.
Think about the last time you thanked yourself for something. Maybe it was that me time you took last Tuesday. We're finally learning Italian. Want to do something you'll really thank yourself for later? Start creating a plan for your financial goals today. State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt is here in Jersey Shore to help you build a plan that will set you up for success. The earlier you start planning your goals, the better off you'll be. Call State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt today, 570-865-5191. Then, thank yourself later. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
B.A. Meixel for local residential and commercial electrical contracting. With over 15 years serving central Pennsylvania, B.A. Meixel has built up relationships with hundreds of home and business owners in Jersey Shore and beyond. Trust B.A. Meixel's trained electricians for all of your needs. Take advantage of their industry-leading guarantees. Call 570-398-7837 today to find out more. B.A. Meixel Electric, proud supporter of Jersey Shore sports.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
Second half set to begin at Thompson Street Stadium. Jersey Shore 56, Central Mountain 6. We will go with a running clock. And it is at this time where I would like to first thank everyone behind the scenes throughout this regular season. We expect to do the postseason, but since it's the end of the regular season, I would like to thank Tom Fleming, who is to my left, making every single game, doing an excellent job on camera operating. We could not do this, especially the video stream, without him. And I'd like to thank to my right Ryan States, who is always exceptional with his research and his color commentary, always describing what we miss. And so with the scoreline 56-6, 12 minutes on the clock of what will be a running clock, I will turn it to Ryan States for play-by-play for at least the start, and we'll see what happens from there, of the second half. Take it away, Ryan.
Jersey Shore looking to line up to kick it off here, Central Mountain. They have two deep back to return. We've seen Jersey Shore a few times this season. Try some squib kicks. We'll see if they do it here. But, Nick, I'll give a quick shout-out and a quick thank you to you as well, the best play-by-play commentator I've certainly ever worked with, a man that puts in harder work than anyone I've ever met. So you deserve your thanks as well here as we get ready for the second half.
I won't be there to add comment to it. I'm just focusing on the color commentating, Ryan, as I always do. Go ahead. You take it away.
Well, Passetti here lining up to kick it off. He'll step back as they get ready to get the second half underway, and there it goes. Passetti's kick goes. It looks like it's going to be returned here by number 2, Gavin Heverly for Central Mountain. Heverly makes a man miss. He bounces it to the outside. He's at the 30-yard line before he gets wrapped up. He gets wrapped up there by number 40 for Jersey Shore, Dalton Rearig. And we'll see who comes out a quarterback for Central Mountain. We've seen 2 quarterbacks already in this game, Kyle Everett and Alex Johnson. We'll see which one comes out here to take the first half of the second half, the first snaps of the second half, rather.
I'll have to say, it seemed like they were most prolific as well in the Wildcat, but that is the sophomore quarterback, Kyle Everett, that will come onto the field here. The drive starting at the 30-yard line.
And Everett lines up in the gun. He has McDermott to his left, 1 receiver, and they motion out now. They have 3 linemen. McDermott as a lineman as well. They have 3 on the right side, 3 on the left. Looks like it's a design screen. Passes Everett, fires it deep down the field, and it is intercepted. Picked off there by Carter Reinhardt. Reinhardt returns it to the 40. Gets wrapped up. No, he's continuing to go at the 35. Tackled out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Central Mountain there, they started in a normal set. They motion their 2 offensive tackles out wide. Have 3 on the left, 3 on the right. Looked like it was a designed screen pass. Everett took the shot downfield, but Carter Reinhardt took it away.
Oh, so much for a first call on play-by-play, huh? You have the most wicked 6-receiver formation ever. Central Mountain running deep into the play poke. Reinhardt, though, I was watching him the entire time. He read it like a book, knew something was going deep, and it turns into a very impressive interception for the sophomore.
And now the quarterback for Jersey Shore, it looks like it might be still Nolan Pauling into the game as Carter Reinhardt motioned out to the left. It looked like the Shore still have their starters in. Pauling takes a snap, hands it to Seacrest up the middle. Seacrest, a good run there, able to get upfield for a gain of 4 or 5. They're going to mark him at right about the 27-yard line by my count. I can confirm it is Nolan Pauling in the game for Jersey Shore.
And you have to be surprised with the first stringer still staying on the field, but you give credit to the offensive line, of course, with the first team on. They were pushing this defensive line about 5 yards up the field, sets up a 2nd and 5.
Pauling here lines up Seacrest. It's read option. Pauling dragged down by Central Mountain, who was number 59 for the Wildcats. Todd Karras got the horse collar right at the top of the jersey there of Pauling as he looked to run the triple option and able to drag the quarterback to the ground.
And the reason it's not horse collar, it looked like it was off of the shoulder pad, but, another awkward landing. You have to be careful at this stage. Karras did very well to read the option there.
And now Pauling with Harrod to his left. Another read option there, pitches it to Harrod. Harrod breaks it free to the outside. He's at the 25. Breaks a tackle there as he's right near the first down marker on 3rd down. Harrod got right to the line to gain. We'll see if they spot him. I think it's unfavorable, and they're going to mark him about a yard short to bring up what looks to be a 4th and 1.
10 minutes or so left to go in the third quarter. One thing I've noticed with Harrod as the season has progressed is his ability to run over defenders, and they'll give him that extra yard for the first out to the 22.
Yeah, they marked him short at the beginning. They give him an extra yard for the first down. Pauling takes snap. Harrod to his right. He hands up to Harrod on the middle. Harrod breaks the tackle, breaks to the outside, and slips up, gets brought down. It looks like number 1, Mario Serafini there for the Wildcats, bringing him down, but a good gain of 5 to make it 2nd and 5.
And a great little moment there. Both Seacrest blocking the number 2, Gavin Heverly, up the field, and the 2 dapping each other up after the fact after a hard-fought battle. Seacrest was a bit away from the play as Harrod bounced it to the weak side instead, but shows a bit of the sportsmanship from 2 of the star players on either team.
And it'll be 2nd down and 5 from the Jersey Shore 17-yard line. Pauling, Seacrest to his right, Harrod to his left. Fakes the handoff up the middle, and actually Pauling takes it himself. Starts it up the middle, gets bounced to the outside, but gets brought down by Central Mountain. Looked like it was the linebacker there, or number 24, the safety rather, Dalton McDermott, bringing him to the ground. Pauling there, he faked the handoff to the running back, took it himself up the middle, but a good tackle there from Central Mountain to set up a 3rd down and 3.
How about the safety McDermott reading it well, getting into the backfield?
Pauling takes the snap. It's another option play. They pitch it to Harrod, or rather it's Seacrest on the outside. Seacrest gets to the 10, the 5, touchdown, Jersey Shore. Bo Seacrest there. They started at the 15. Just a quick pitch out there from Nolan Pauling. Good blocking up the field. And Bo Seacrest finds his 4th touchdown of the game.
Well, you read it like a book, didn't you? Just a simple pitch to the outside. Seacrest always able to get forward with space. Had the lead blockers ahead of him. That's a touchdown. That's going to be credited by the blocking. But, of course, Seacrest doing it himself a little bit towards the end. Getting it into the painted grass for the 4th time today.
Now Jaden Passetti perfect on extra points so far in this game. This one close, but it is good. It does bend through. Looked like it started to bend a bit to the outside and was a little bit short. Good job there by Passetti, though, to keep it within the goalposts. Is right now Jersey Shore a commanding 63-6 lead with 8:55 left in the third.
This is now still not, impressively enough, Ryan, the highest scoring game by a Jersey Shore offense this season. You recall the 67-40 final score against Williamsport. This one, of course, more one-sided in this rivalry game, a game that means a lot. You know, I've talked to a lot of the students, a lot of the athletes. Even despite the long winning streak and the gap in talent, this is still a match that means a lot to the students and means a lot to the fans as well. So, I would say that's part of the inspiration for keeping the first team on, as Seacrest is able to build up his resume for some Saturday football, getting another score.
Yeah, and we mentioned he over 1,000 yards. He's probably already cleared 1,100 in this game, now going for 1,200 yards this season. They will need him to get a little bit more carries, though, if he wants to hit to that mark. As Passetti gets ready to kick it away again, 8:55 left in the third quarter. Jersey Shore leading 63-6. Passetti puts his hand up and he kicks it away there. A little bit of a squib kick. It bounces off the Jersey Shore upmen, or rather Central Mountain upmen, rather than I think Jersey Shore has it, and they do. It's recovered there by Jersey Shore, number 23.
That's Chase Ellison.
Chase Ellison. We saw that. You mentioned that Williamsport game, almost a perfect transition right into that kick. We saw Jersey Shore do that twice in that game against Williamsport, where they were trying to go for a squib kick, and it bounces off the upmen on the return team, and Jersey Shore, Chase Ellison there, able to fall on it. And now the first team offense comes out again.
Yeah, Jersey Shore is not going to have extra Christmas cards after this game. It was not an intentional onside kick, but of course when you squib it low. You have the option of hitting the up man. Can't confirm that is never intentional when they try to do that, but it does work to their favor.
And Pauling takes a snap. He pitches to Seacrest out the outside. He's looking for somewhere to go, but he won't find it. Good wrap up there by Central Mountain. Wait on the number confirmation, but a really good play there. It was number 24. It looked like Dalton McDermott, who was able to bring him down, or rather it was number 1, Mario Serafini, able to bring Seacrest to the ground. A pitch there from Pauling, but Seacrest nowhere to go.
And that's what you're taught to do. Serafini, just trail the tailback, wait for the cut, and then close down a 3-yard loss.
Pauling again, Seacrest to his left, Harrod to his right. They motion the tight end Thompson across the formation. He hands off up the middle, that's Seacrest. And Seacrest looking for some space to the outside. He bounces, he makes through. Rather, this is Harrod who gets the first down. A really good run there from Harrod. He starts on the left side of the field, gets the handoff, moves to the right side. He ends up getting tackled here on the far sideline, pushed out of bounds by Central Mountain, but a big first down there from Cash Harrod.
And that was a bit of a foolery there in the backfield. Aiden Pats, the tight end, motion left to right, created a strong side to the right. They handed off on the counter to Harrod instead on the weak side, turns into a big gain.
And Pauling again, Seacrest to his left, Harrod to his right. This time he hands it off to Seacrest up the middle. Seacrest, the flag comes in, but Bo Seacrest on the 1st and 10, able to pick up, get near the 25-yard line. This would be a 2nd and 5, but we'll wait on the flag.
It's a flag that came down immediately right as Seacrest broke the line of scrimmage. And that tells me that it was a penalty and a holding that could potentially go on the offense, and that looked like it might have been the center. That looked to be Mason Larson. Nate Thompson was involved in well on the right side to create the gap. Seems like one of those interior linemen called for the hold back to the 42.
Yeah, they'll back it up to the Jersey Shore 43-yard line. 7 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock. Jersey Shore right now a 63-6 lead. Pauling gets the play call. They're going to motion Harrod out wide, so it will be Pauling and Seacrest in the backfield. 2 receivers to Pauling's left, 2 to his right. Pauling takes the snap. A fake pass and a handoff up the middle to Seacrest. Seacrest makes a run to the 40, and that's where he gets brought down. Central Mountain, a better job in the second half, tackling an open space. It looked like it was number 55, Evan Hardy, and number 1, Mario Serafini, able to bring Seacrest to the ground.
Well, Serafini, the safety, has cheated more and more towards the run, has really collapsed on Seacrest whenever he receives the ball. He helped out a lot on that tackle, sets up a 2nd and 16.
2nd down and 16 now, 6 minutes and 53 seconds left. Pauling takes the snap, another handoff up the middle to Seacrest. Seacrest trying to look for somewhere to go, but he won't find it. Dragged down again. Central Mountain this time looked like it was number 32, Hayes Donnelly, in there to make the stop. And there's a flag on the play as well.
Well, Central Mountain are playing as if this is their last game, because it is. You know, they're trying to play for respect. A lot of these seniors, most of them, it's going to be the last time they ever see the football field, as they called a penalty. That's going to go on Jersey Shore. And it was another counter handoff to the weak side, this time towards the right side of the line. Central Mountain are really betting against the run here for the Bulldogs. It seems like Jersey Shore It really depends how much they really want to run the score up. But based off of their play calling, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulldogs try to do a play fake before the holding penalty, and now on 3rd down and a mile, they're going to be forced to throw this.
Yeah, this looks to be 3rd down and 35 on my count. Central Mountain making some changes. Out comes Gage Tressler. In comes the starting defensive tackle, Tanner McCall. But for Jersey Shore, it has been run early on in this game with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This one, if they want to pick up the 1st down, will have to be through the air.
Look out for Carson Watkins on the left side, one-on-one coverage.
Pauling fakes the handoff. Actually, will hand it off up the middle to Cash Harrod. Harrod, a long way to go. He crossed the 50, 45, but gets wrapped up at the Jersey Shore 40-yard line. So Jersey Shore, they start that drive well inside their own territory, right on the 25-yard line. They get backed up all the way into Central Mountain territory. A good run there from Cash Harrod to get them back to the Jersey Shore 40, but this is still 4th and about 15.
It's a 15-yard gain on 3rd down and 31. The offense staying on the field here. On 4th down, they're going to call it 17 at the Central Mountain 40-yard line. We'll see what they try to do here.
Jersey
Trips
Shore,
left, one right.
not known to take their foot off the gas. They won't do it here. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Pauling, he will drop back to throw, and he's looking for it all. He has a receiver open down the field, and it is, just incomplete. From the outstretched hands, by my count, that looks like it's Luke Ryan there on the far side of the field in between 2 Central Mountain defenders. Pauling put it on him. Ryan, though, just not able to bring it in, and that'll bring up a 4th down attempt. Or rather, that will be a failed 4th down attempt, and it will bring the Central Mountain offense back onto the field with 5 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 3rd.
Bulldogs been doing a lot of shadowing in this quarter. That time they drew all the attention to Watkins, tried to go for Ryan one-on-one and give the senior receiver credit. He was open. He created space. The ball just narrowly overthrown, as we're going to see Kyle Everett back at quarterback for Central Mountain, the drive starting at their own 40.
See them for the first time in a while. We're getting the onside kick. Everett takes the snap, handoff up the middle to McDermott. McDermott breaks a tackle there, able to lean forward for a few extra yards. They'll spot him at the Central Mountain 46-yard line. And with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left, Central Mountain facing a 2nd down and 4.
Amidst a very young team for Central Mountain, a lot of their playmakers are seniors, and that includes Dalton McDermott. He will remember the touchdown he scored on this game, that one going for 6.
Everett, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He takes the snap, fakes the pass, handoff up the middle. Good broken tackle there by McDermott as he was met at the line of scrimmage, and he gets upfield. Brought down by a pack of Jersey Shore defenders. Looked like in there was number 53, Tyson Fisher, able to bring the running back to the ground, but a good job there by McDermott, able to bounce off an initial tackle and fight his way for the 1st down. Central Mountain now set up with 1st and 10 from the Jersey Shore 45.
You could tell his best attribute is staying on his feet. Actually got met by one of his linemen in the backfield, but turned into a big gain for a 1st down.
Contact balance, the name of the game for McDermott. As he Everett takes the snap, he looks for the pass deep down the field. He has a receiver, and what a catch. Mario Serafini, or rather, they're going to rule it incomplete. That's where I think you'd like the rule of cool to be in effect. Mario Serafini ran a go route. Kyle Everett hit him. Everett reached out. Serafini did to bring that ball in. He would have caught that at about the 20-yard line. The referees ruled that he didn't have full control of it. And because he didn't on that 2nd effort, he caught it out of bounds. Serafini, though, that's a play. That was the highlight play that he had that gets taken away.
Well, the Central Mountain side is apoplectic, and I can tell why. On my angle, I didn't have the best of it, but that looked like a pretty wide-open reception by Serafini, negated by the ref.
Everett takes the snap, handoff up the middle to McDermott. McDermott fights forward, breaks a few tackles, and gets to about the Central Mountain 36 or 37-yard line. A really good run there from Dalton McDermott. Another handoff up the middle for Central Mountain.
Well, we joked earlier off the air that those white jerseys for Central Mountain are going to be filled with mud by the end of it. McDermott, the most muddied by the end of it. Looks like they're wearing brown and green today, as that sets up a 3rd and short.
And Everett will take the snap. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Everett running up the middle, fakes the handoff, and finds some lanes to run through. A good run there from Everett. Started up the middle, bounces to the outside, crosses the 30-yard line, well into Jersey Shore territory as he's able to pick up a 1st down. Again, the score now 63-6 with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
That favoring Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore, their backups on the field. Central Mountain starters on, and Everett has been most productive on the option play. That one able to get another 10-plus gainage out to the 28.
Everett averaging 4.5 yards per carry. He is over that mark in this game. He motions McDermott out wide. Empty backfield for Everett. He's looking downfield. Serafini again. This one is another incredible catch. I tell you what, Serafini wanted the first one. He's able to get that one running the streak route. Everett hits him in stride. Serafini, a diving one-handed attempt, and he finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, it's to the 1, I believe. It's to the 1 yard line, Ryan. They're going to mark him short of the goal line as the knee looked to be down just shy of it, but still an incredible catch. A 27-yard reception. Serafini won for the timeline. That sets up a 1st and goal at the 2.
A good correction there, Nick. It looked like the referee originally singled touchdown. They take it away, so McDermott a power run up the middle. And now they'll get in. The referee signaled touchdown. McDermott does a short handoff up the middle, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And Central Mountain finds the score again now with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the 3rd.
McDermott in the painted grass for the 2nd time today. One in the first half, one in the second half. But that drive is going to belong to Mario Serafini. He was quiet on the offensive side of the ball in the first half, wasn't he? 3+ receptions in 5 games this season, and it looked like that was always going to be the intention. Knew the game was out of the order. He wanted something for the Twitter, the huddle tape, and he got it and then some, and that helped set up the 2-yard punch in by McDermott.
And the extra point here by Central Mountain is good, and the Wildcats will make the score now 63-13 with exactly 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Good drive there from Central Mountain as they find their 2nd score of the game. But you mentioned Mario Serafini. His last game as a member of the Wildcats, this one is, and he has some highlight catches to remember.
You have to be careful here, too. There's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Central Mountain, and you don't want this game to get out of hand now at this stage. Actually, it looked like, on my view, based on the referee, they turned to the Jersey Shore side. Maybe it's on the Bulldogs. We'll have to see. It looked like Central Mountain was more upset about the call, and now the referee points to the left side, so we'll have to get confirmation of it. But as you mentioned there, Ryan, just over 2 minutes left to go in the 3rd. A 63-13 scoreline. Central Mountain against the backups for Jersey Shore getting some production, and it was Serafini, of course, that set it up.
Interesting to see for Jersey Shore, the backups on the defensive side, not on the offensive side. But now Central Mountain will line up to kick it away as they look to find another, hopefully get another stop and find another score. It will be Micah Carson, the one to kick it off.
And I should note that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was in fact on the Wildcats. They'll back them up all the way to their own 25-yard line, and another pretty back-breaking penalty for Central Mountain at this stage.
And now this is one where you're in danger of giving up a return, as your Gunners are going to be very tired by the time they get to the Jersey Shore returners. We'll see what happens on this kick return, but Carson lining up to get ready to kick this one away. Puts his hand up in the air.
Left-footed kicker, notably.
And Carson will boot it away, and it will be a little bit of a pooch kick. So it will be returned by Jersey Shore right at the 35-yard line to the 40-45 and gets wrapped up right near the 50-yard line. That was Carter Reinhardt there on the return. Gets wrapped up right around midfield, and Jersey Shore will wait and see who comes out for this offensive set. I'll tell you what.
It looks like there's a change in personnel, I should know. A couple of freshmen on the field. That looks like Lucas Etkin that comes into the game, and it seems like with 1:54 on the clock, it's now time for Jersey Shore to have the backups in the game. Chase Ellison is the tailback with Etkin, the freshman at quarterback.
And it's Hayden Kelly, the one taking snaps now at quarterback. Kelly takes a snap, hands off the middle to Ellison. Ellison wrapped up right away, though. First down and 10, not a lot of room to run for Chase Ellison. A good job there, wrapping up from Central Mountain from the inside. Looked like it was Cole Corman, the one to bring him down, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9 from the Jersey Shore 48-yard line. And it is Hayden Kelly, the sophomore, only 4 passing attempts on the year. He will have a quarter and change to get some more of that as the sophomore gets some of his first snaps of the season. Kelly takes the snap again. This one looks like it's an option play, and he will pitch it out to Ellison. I tell you what, he takes a shot there. And Ellison nowhere to go, but Hayden Kelly took a shot on the play there from number 59, Todd Karras. He threw Kelly to the ground. Ellison nowhere to go on the outside, and that'll set up a 3rd and 13 for Jersey Shore from their own 49-yard line.
Well, when you become a runner, you are valid to be hit in that sort of way, even if it came in a bit of a cheaper fashion. I should know Etkin. I initially thought he was the quarterback. He lines up as one of 4 receivers out on the field. Cameron Simcox, the other receiver on the near side.
And Kelly, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right with Ellison in the backfield. Kelly drops back. He's looking for it all. Looking for a receiver downfield, and it is broken up. I tell you what, he was looking for number 81, Aiden Pats down the field. A great break up by the safety, number 2, Gavin Heverly, to knock it away. And we'll see what Jersey Shore does. They did go for it on 4th down last time. We'll see if they go for it again here on 4th and 12 with 16 seconds left on the play clock, though. It looks like they might take this to the fourth quarter decision.
And it looks like that will, in fact, be the case as the Bulldogs run out what has been a very impressive victory here against Central Mountain. The fourth quarter, when we return, it's Jersey Shore 63, Central Mountain 13. You're tuned in to Jersey Shore football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
42 years serving you. All Round Tire, your hometown service and tire sales center. Family owned and operated, All Round Tire features Cooper and many other brands, including Michelin and Firestone. Make us your first choice, not only for passenger, light truck, farm, and ag tires, but also for service, brakes, exhaust, belts, and hoses. We offer the only vulcanized flat repairs in the area. PA State Inspection 2, open weekdays 8 till 5, Saturday till noon. All Round Tire, Cement Hollow Road, Jersey Shore.
And put 12 minutes on the clock one last time from Thompson Street Stadium in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. Jersey Shore up 63-13 against Central Mountain. The Wildcats and the Bulldogs exchanging touchdowns in the third. The Bulldogs with 12 minutes on the clock facing a 4th down and 12. And Ryan, as you take it away again for play-by-play, it looks like the punting unit is out on the field. Heverly is back deep to return.
And if I'm not mistaken, the first time we have seen this Jersey Shore punting unit so far this game, it will be Luke Ryan, the punter, lined up right at his own 37-yard line, set to receive this. Heverly, you mentioned the sole returner, deep back to return. Ryan takes a snap and gets the punt away, and is a good one at that. Heverly will not field it, and this one takes a Jersey Shore bounce right to the 1-yard line. Jersey Shore tries to save it, and I think they do. And no, rather, that ball bounced off of a Jersey Shore returner as they were trying to stick it right at the 1-yard line. Bounced off one of the up men trying to down it, and Central Mountain will get the ball from their own 20-yard line.
Well, it was one of those where it was such a good bounce, it turned into a bad bounce for Luke Ryan. That one punt that took a bounce that flung forward towards the goal line. One of the gunners did a very acrobatic lunge to get it back in the field of play, and it looks like that ball always destined to go out of bounds as they'll move it all the way up to the 20-yard line. That is where this next drive is going to start. About 24 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs up by 50.
And the full backups unit is in now, it looks like, for Jersey Shore. We see Hayden Kelly lined out as the corner on the near side, but Everett will take the snap. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Fixed handoff up the middle, and he'll run it himself. Everett, a good job there, finding a run up the middle. Rather, this is the quarterback, Alex Johnson. It looks like a Johnson to go. And there it is. Actually, it's Dalton McDermott running the Wildcat. McDermott took the run up the middle. There is a late flag down here right at the Jersey Shore 22-yard line. But a run there is going through the emotions there. First I thought it was Everett. Then it looked like it was Alex Johnson. Rather, it was the running back, Dalton McDermott, coming out of the Wildcat. He's the one who took the snap and ran it the length of the field for the score. But there was, by my count, a flag on the field. Wait to see what that call was or whether it gets picked up here.
The flag got picked up there, Ryan. There was a flag that came in late. They wound up picking it up on my view. McDermott running in the option play to the left side, had a gaping hole. The left side of the offensive line is 2 seniors, Luce and Hardy, and they both combined to create a massive hole. And McDermott, with his speed, had a lot of space ahead of him as he took it in the end zone.
And an 80-yard touchdown run for the senior, number 24, Dalton McDermott. One to remember for him. Central Mountain able to break 3, playing against the Jersey Shore backups. McDermott, a big catch or a big run there. Again, took the snap as the quarterback and was able to run it the rest of the way from the scores. Right now with 11 minutes and 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Central Mountain making the look this 63-20, extra point pending. And the kick is up and it is blocked. And Jersey Shore, no one trying to return, so it's blown dead. I think it went off of
that was Jacob G. Jacob G, the sophomore, who wound up getting in front of it. Bit of mitigated celebrations there, Ryan, from G as he got the block. But the touchdown stands for McDermott, and all of a sudden he's got a hat trick of touchdowns today.
And for Jersey Shore, now the scoreline standing 63-19 in favor of the Bulldogs with 11 minutes and 12 seconds left, in the fourth quarter. Central Mountain will line up to kick it away, but Nick, what has been the difference for Central Mountain here? They've gotten some more explosive plays here in the second half.
Well, I think what it really comes down to, Jersey Shore with their backups, a lot of underclassmen in the game. And for Central Mountain, these seniors, a lot of them aren't going to see the football field after tonight. They want to ignore the result. They want to get some more scores, make it a little bit more respectable. And you give them credit. The Central Mountain team has not given up. They're ignoring the score line and already have a couple of touchdowns in this second half. And I'm going to be curious to see how Jersey Shore with their youngsters are going to try to respond with here. Again, the result already in the Bulldogs' favor. It's the strength of schedule that'll determine whether they host round one of the playoffs or not. But you'd like to see a bit of a response from the underclassmen.
And this kick from Central Mountain, a little bit of a squid kick, fielded by Seacrest at the 45, and he will get, or 35 rather, and will get wrapped up close to the Jersey Shore 40-yard line. So wait to see. Bo Seacrest out there on kick return. Wait to see who comes out for Jersey Shore. You'd expect the backups to still be in the game at this point, and they are.
That's going to be the case. Backups are in the game at the moment. Dalton Rerig is in as a flex wide receiver. Aiden Patz is a receiver as well. Hayden Kelly back at quarterback. Chase Ellison is the tailback. They also have another receiver that's new on the left side of the front.
And Kelly has one receiver to his left, two to his right, with the running back Ellison to his right as well, as he will line up to take the snap. It looks like they have Pats also on that left side. Kelly will take the snap, and he'll fake it. It'll just be a handoff up the middle to Ellison. Ellison breaks through the middle of the field, dragging some defenders with him. As he gets close to that first down yard mark, it looked like for Central Mountain was number 19, Cole Corman, in there on the tackle, which will set up a 2nd down and 1.
Corman has been a real primary tackler. Serafini was also involved. You know, Ellison, a real elusive tailback. Almost looks like a Cash Harrod light out there, the freshman, bouncing for 9.
And Kelly again, two receivers to his left, two to his right, with Ellison to his right as well. And this will be another handoff up the middle. Ellison, but he gets met right away. Blown up there by Jacob Remble, number 85, the junior defensive end. Blow that play up right as Ellison got the handoff. Remble in the backfield to bring him to the ground to set up now a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, weak side blitz. He was unmarked, and he immediately blew up the play. That's what you want to see. You lick your lips at that as an edge rusher. 3rd and 3.
It's a 3rd down and 3 rather as Kelly takes the snap. A quick throw is able to find Fats right at the 50-yard line. Pats, good job there getting a few extra yards as he'll be marked at the Central Mountain 45-yard line and a huge 1st down, and the first completion of the game for Hayden Kelly, and just the 4th of his young career.
And the 3rd reception for Aiden Patz this season. A good little 3rd down conversion there from the sophomore.
And now Central Mountain, they're set up with 1st and 10, 9 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock. As they're looking to get the play call in here, Patz started on the right side, motions now to the left side, so they have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, with Ellison to the right as well. Kelly will take the snap. It'll be another handoff up the middle to Ellison. Ellison trying to find space. Not a lot given there from Central Mountain. Will get a gain. Give him a gain of about 2 yards here to set up a 2nd down and 8.
There was some good blocking on the left side of the line. I see Mitchell Watkins in the game. It looks like he might be playing to the right side, in fact. Nick Thompson is in the mixer as well, number 68. That left side of the line creating a little gain for a 2-yarder.
And Central Mountain will go a little quick here down on 2nd down and 8. Kelly looking to throw, thinks better of it, rolls out to his left, nowhere to go, just throws it away. Central Mountain had some defenders there in pursuit. It looked like it was number 15, Alex Johnson, the freshman linebacker in pursuit. Kelly pump fake downfield, but smartly decided to just throw it away and set up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Rerig was running a bit of a route to the near side towards the sideline, almost as a get-out-of-jail free card there for Kelly. Didn't see what he liked on the pump. Nothing going deep and just winding up throwing it away. A pretty mature play at the end of the day for Kelly.
3rd down and 8, 8 minutes and 15 seconds left in the 4th. Kelly will take the snap. Rolls out to his right, looking downfield. Kelly will throw, and this one is nearly caught, nearly intercepted, and falls incomplete. It was number 25 in coverage there for Central Mountain, Mason Temple, and the receiver, number 40, Dalton Rerig. Kelly rolled out to his right, looked for Rerig down the field. Rerig and Temple got into a little bit of a battle. It was nearly caught, nearly picked, but it ends up falling incomplete, and they'll set up a 4th down and 8.
Yeah, Kelly just forcing one down the field, telling the receiver to go up and get one of those jump 50-50 balls. It needed a little bit more of an arc, a little bit more time in the air for Rerig to recover. Turns into a pretty complimentary incompletion. 4th down, pretty good drive. With 7.5 minutes left, the Bulldogs will punt.
And it will be Luke Ryan, a setback to punt heavily. The lone returner, Ryan, will get the snap, and he will punt it away. This one, another high-arcing punt. It bounces right at the 15-yard line and will die right there, maybe even taking a bit of a Central Mountain bounce back to the 16 or 17-yard line. And for Central Mountain now, The quarterback coming out again, Kyle Everett, as they look to find another score in this game.
And I know this is going to sound a bit bizarre to talk about, 63-19, 7 minutes, 13 seconds left, but if Ryan wants to be a punter at the next level, he needs to have a lot of punts like that. High arcing, a lot of hang time, allowed his gunners to get down the field, get it inside of the 20. That's a very impressive punt by Ryan, it should be known.
And Ryan already 14 punts inside the 20 going into this game. That his 15th. As it will be Kyle Everett taking the snap. Central Mountain, a late substitution comes here as Mason Temple, number 25, checks into the game. Everett will have two receivers to his right, one to his left, with a tailback to his left as well. They motion the tight end across. It will be a pitch out. Wait on the number here, but a good run there. And he gets to the 35, 30, 45, 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Central Mountain. It's the receiver, number 14, Ricky Rohrbach, coming on a jet touch pass, is able to get it Everett, and Rohrbach does the rest. He does find the end zone, but 2 flags fly for Central Mountain.
It was a flag that was a bit of a way to play. It was Mario Serafini putting in a block. It looked like Hayden Kelly was the victim of a potential blindside block, potential block in the back, and that is a gut puncher for Central Mountain. It's going to negate what was a very impressive push pass play to the near side. The blockers got in good position to set the edge. That allowed the receiver Rohrbach to be set free. It's still going to be a big gain. In fact, they might even be in Jersey Shore territory. They will to the 45, but it will be a play of what could have been.
And that is the key, is that block in the back. He comes in Jersey Shore territory right at the end of the play, so you back him up 15, but they do still get some benefit from that big play. Everett now looking to take the snap. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. A handoff up the middle to McDermott. McDermott, he breaks free. 35 juice back inside of the 25-20. Wrapped up at right about the 10-yard line. Dalton McDermott took that carry up the middle, made a few Jersey Shore defenders miss, brought down at the Jersey Shore 11-yard line, but Central Mountain unhappy as some more laundry comes in on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be another penalty. The laundry on the field not favoring Central Mountain. There was Hayes Henry pushing a block forward. Todd Karras, the right guard, pulled to his left to set a block, and it looked like they held on to their blocks a bit too long. You're almost taught, especially at the youth level, when you see the running back ahead of you, just to let go of the block. But the 2 did not do that, and there was some extra pushing after the fact, and because of that, you're negated what could have been another big play. It turns into a net loss of 3, a 1st and 13. Central Mountain at the Jersey Shore 48.
Again, because the block in the back, Central Mountain not being backed up the full 10 with 5 minutes and 52 seconds left. It's another jet touch pass to Rohrbach. Rohrbach trying to find space. Luke Thompson there, and he's able to break free. Gets to the 45, wrapped up close to the 35-yard line. This will be close to the first down. It'll depend on the spot. Actually, a very unfavorable spot there from the far side referee, as they will give him the 37-yard line, and this will set up a 2nd down and 3. Another jet touch pass there from Rohrbach. This time, no flags fly, and he's able to pick up 10 yards.
Dalton Rerig had a great pursuit on that play. It could have been another big play there by Central Mountain, but Rerig at least bought time for the help defenders to make the stop. 7-yard gain.
And Kelly, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, with McDermott to his right as well. Kelly takes the snap. He's looking to run quarterback power up the middle, makes the defender miss, and gets kind of dragged forward. The pile moves, grouped up right at the 30-yard line. Kyle Everett there, the quarterback on the run, gets right to that 30-yard line, and that will be enough to pick up the first down. Is Central Mountain on the move with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 4th.
Everett is most productive on the option, but that was a classic quarterback power as he managed to get enough to move the chain. Central Mountain continuing to get some consolation yards here late. 1st and 10 at the Jersey Shore 30.
And Everett will look to take the snap. Tailback to his left, 1 receiver left, 2 to his right. Everett drops back. He's looking to throw deeper down the field, and he has a man open. Serafini, another one-handed catch. Make it 3 for 3 on one-handed catches for Mario Serafini. Matched up against the Jersey Shore cornerback, Hayden Kelly. Serafini on the go route. Everett hits him in stride. Serafini, another one-handed catch, and Central Mountain finds the end zone again.
Well, I was speculating on the other one-handed catch if he was just doing it for show, and now we can confirm that that is in fact the case. Getting some extras for his huddle tape there. He could have easily made it with 2 hands, but with the result the way it is, snagging it with 1 hand, and was able to turn into the end zone. And by the way, a great route as well, able to feint on Hayden Kelly, turned it upfield. Kelly was expecting a classic post route. Kelly turned it up at the perfect time for the score.
And the extra point here from Micah Carson is good. Central Mountain now 26-63 with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. Central Mountain, their season high came a week ago in that 29-70 loss to Troy. They're on pace. If they're able to get the ball back, they might be able to break their season high. But you mentioned there a really good catch from Severini. Now 2 for 3 on those one-handed catches. Might need to check his gloves for some stick-em after the game, as he is making these tough catches look easy.
Well, Central Mountain, this is a team that's going to finish winless this season. They're just trying to have fun out there, and Severini making the most of the situation, the present situation he's in. A Wildcat team that's going to lose now the 22nd straight game in a losing streak that started with Jersey Shore. And, at the end of the day, they're looking for individual plaudits and individual reasons to be happy, and Severini will definitely find a couple of moments from this game to be happy.
And nice to see some Wildcat seniors as well. Severini, Rohrbach, and McDermott, 3 seniors in their last game making the plays as Carson kicks this one away. It's another squib kick. Will be fielded by Sechrist at the 30-yard line, and he will just opt to take the knee. No need to take the hit there, as with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left. Jersey Shore currently leading 63-26. And their offense will take the field again with an opportunity with a few first downs to run out the rest of this game.
That's going to be the signal here, and I got to tell you, the minute I saw Bo Sechrist receive the kick, I was saying, kneel, please, Sechrist, kneel, because you do not want an injury at this stage. You got a starting running back who is going to receive a lot of plaudits. You need him for the postseason. Good for him to make the right move. Kelly, the quarterback, Ellison, the tailback, 4 receivers set.
Yeah, 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Kelly, the handoff up the middle. Ellison wrapped up again. Central Mountain, a good job in this second half getting into the backfield. And that was number 53, Gage Tressler, the senior backup defensive tackle, there to make the stop. Jersey Shore not found a lot of room to run in this second half with the backup offensive line coming into the game. Kelly, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He takes the snap, another handoff up the middle, and this one stopped again. The running back, number 23, Chase Ellison, nowhere to go. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage, as this will set up a 3rd down and 11 for Jersey Shore. With the clock running 3 minutes and 39 seconds left, they will need to pick up a first down if they want to chew out the rest of this game. Kelly now will take the snap. Jersey Shore goes quickly. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Kelly takes the snap. A quick throw. Caught by Pats at the 37-yard line. He cuts upfield. Gets past the first down marker to the Jersey Shore 46-yard line. Aiden Pats on a little 5-yard comeback route. No defenders in the area as Central Mountain looked like they were expecting run. Pats able to pick up the first down.
Well, with Lou Thompson, a senior, Aiden Pats is going to fill that role in very well next season. He's done so well to find the soft spot in the zones. That's his 2nd reception that goes for a first down in this half. I was very impressed with the way Aiden Pats, first off, the first step to get out, but also to find the soft spot in the zone.
And Kelly will take the snap in the gun, and he bobbles the snap and gets brought down. Kelly received the snap poorly, dropped it, was able to fall on it. Central Mountain, though, took advantage, as it looks like it was number 88, Dylan Ferguson, bringing Kelly to the ground. A big loss of 5 will back them up to their own 41-yard line as they face a 2nd down and 15 with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock. Kelly will take the snap. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He claps hands, gets a snap. Another quick pass, looking for Pats again. Or rather, he was looking there to the outside for Dalton Rerig. Rerig right at the line of scrimmage. The pass goes right through his hands, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 15.
I'll be honest, I think that might have been intended for Pats. Him and Rerig both running the same curl route about 4 or 5 yards up the field before turning around, and the pass just kind of going in the middle of both of them. There's going to be less than 2 minutes left when this 3rd down is taken. If they convert, this game's over.
Of course, with the running clock, the clock does not stop even on the incompletion. So Jersey Shore will take the snap with a little under 2 minutes left to go in the game. 1:53 and counting. Kelly gets the play from the far side. Play clock is at 11:10. Pats motions from right to left. Kelly, another bad snap, and he's able to recover, and he's going to look to run. Kelly nowhere to go, and just flips it out of bounds. Another bad snap there, and Kelly received it, tried to run out to his left side, ended up flipping it out of bounds, and a late flag comes in, as I think this is going to be ruled intentional grounding.
No, I think actually, in fact, instead of intentional grounding, I think this might be a late hit out of bounds. It's a personal foul. Yeah, Tanner McCall unloaded on Kelly as he threw it away. And it reminded me a lot, actually, of the Lock Haven game last week where Ostrowski did something similar and it turned into grounding. But he actually did throw it past the line of scrimmage. He was close to the line of scrimmage. McCall laid him out. And that is going to be a personal foul penalty that will allow Jersey Shore to run this clock out.
Also notably outside of the tackle box as well, so intentional grounding there doesn't apply because he's outside of that tackle box we mentioned. This will allow Jersey Shore to see the last snaps of the game, and I think they are just going to advance the ball forward now, so it'll advance to the Central Mountain 44-yard line as with 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Kelly, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He's going to clap and take the snap, or rather, that's Ellison taking the snap, who hands off to Pats, and he is blown up. So the running back, Chase Ellison, taking the snap. They saw Central Mountain running the Wildcat. They try to run some Wildcat of their own. He hands it off to the tight end, Pats, but he got blown up right away, a loss of 6 yards. And we'll back up Jersey Shore to the Central Mountain 49.
And with 2 plays left, Ryan, I will take it from here. An excellent job there on your play-by-play debut. It took us through the end of the second half with just over a minute to play. The Bulldogs will improve to 7-3 and finish off the season on 7-3. A team that was expected to be around 500 as Ellison will lose the football on the handoff, tries to dive on top of it. Maybe it's not over yet as there's a fumble for it, and it looks like Central Mountain has it on the near side. Well, Ellison on the option took it towards the right, lost his luggage, trying to move forward. And this game isn't over yet, Ryan. I was going to tee it up as the closing pitcher, but on the fumble on the option play, Central Mountain with 44 seconds left, they'll have maybe another play or two to try to get something out of this game. Off of the edge, closing down, was Ferguson, and so Central Mountain's offense, Ryan, comes back onto the field. Well, I apologize to put you back on color here for the last play, but Central Mountain are going to get the ball back.
I mean, you're the starting pitcher. I come in relief duty, and you come in to close them out.
And Central Mountain, who will end their season 0-10, will look for one last score to break their season high. The quarterback in the gun takes the snap. Everett has time, fires it deep. He's got a man, but it's incomplete. Ricky Rauerbach, the intended target, and they'll have to hurry. The clock is still running. Maybe time for one last play for the Central Mountain team. And now a timeout taken. Central Mountain calling a timeout to try and get at least one more play off with 26 seconds left. Ryan, this is a Jersey Shore team that had its highs and lows, of course, as any team does throughout the season. But coming into this season with a really difficult competition and a lot of starters graduating, I'd have to say if you came into this season going, hey, Jersey Shore's going to finish 7-3 and potentially host a playoff spot, we'll see what happens after the power ratings, you'll certainly take it. This has been a very successful year, I think, for a young Jersey Shore team.
This was expected to be a down year for Jersey Shore, right? They lost so much of that talent that was on this team from a year ago that made the run they did all the way to the district final. This was expected to be a down year for Jersey Shore. However, they showed there is no such thing as a down year. Down year here in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. A really good year. Some bad losses mixed in there, but overall a fantastic year for the Bulldogs and one that will continue on.
And they go with a double reverse. Here's Serafini back to throw on the double reverse. Buys time in the backfield and now throws up a prayer in the middle of the field, and it is no signal, incomplete. The intended target was underthrown. Landon Wrench nearly found an interception out of that game with 5 seconds left. The head coach will not take a timeout for Central Mountain, and that is how the game ends. In one of the more hectic football games you'll ever see, Jersey Shore down Central Mountain, a final score of 63-26. And Ryan, this is where I task you with the player of the game for tonight. You have a lot of nominees.
Yeah, there's a lot to go through. There's so many names you can mention. Nolan Pauling had a great game. So did Luke Ryan, but the one for me, Nick, Bo Sechrist, 4 touchdowns on the game, well over 100 yards. He will be looked to close that 1,200-yard mark that I imagine he will be right around that area, but 4 touchdowns for number 5. Some good individual plays on the defensive side of the ball as well. Bo Sechrist in his last home regular season game here at Thompson Street Stadium will get my player of the game.
And so that's going to wrap things up here from Thompson Street Stadium. Jersey Shore will improve to 7-3 in the regular season. They have the playoffs most likely against Athens. Will it be on the road or at home? Well, that's going to determine on the power ratings. A lot of moving parts there, but they'll most likely play Athens next week. Central Mountain will finish their season 0-10. That's going to wrap things up then from Thompson Street Stadium. For our executive producer, Dave Stratton, director, Tom Fleming, color commentator, Ryan States, I'm Nicolas Severini saying so long from Jersey Shore. Your final score, Jersey Shore 63, Central Mountain 26.
Thanks for listening to tonight's game, brought to you by TLC Fuels, Napa, Jason Eberhardt State Farm Insurance, All Round Tire, B.A. Mikesell Electric, Journey Bank, Dotterer Equipment, Twilight Diner, Doug at Alexander Kia, Burgandy, Gleghorn and Hafley Insurance, Sweet Dreams Pet Resort, Susquehanna Trailways, Reese's Print Shop, Ham's Disposal, C.H. Waltz Outdoor and RV, Hollick's Colon Oil, Creek Unique Candles and more, Tightrope Films, Charles Construction, Mother Carol's Midtown Bar, Kleiny's Furniture, Figure Insurance, and T-Mobile on the Bear Country Sports Network and CentralPASports.com.